we live? Okay. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, a new League of Legends season is upon us, with the season starting officially today. And, no, hang on, actually. Let me add a source here. Video. There we go. Ugh, slow that down a little bit. Alright, at any rate, ladies and gentlemen, new League of Legends stream starts today, so we will be hitting that up. First game of the new season. Last year we made it to gold with some good time to spare, but I didn't play throughout the entire season. Start of the new season, I have to wait 3 fucking minutes for a match. Are you kidding me? Oh, ridiculous. Okay, 1 person watching, but apparently 4 viewers on. Okay. Hello, TomicTube. Good to see you again. Newman, good to see you as well. Well, it's a new season, you know. So I didn't really know what the title was. The title changes by the end of the fucking video, anyways. I should really just put filler. And, you know, time to play Kale non-stop. Let's see how this story goes. Yeah, so new rank season started today. We are in season 10. I couldn't really sleep all that well last night, so yeah, I would have been here earlier, but I thought I'd give it some time.
As you wish.
I just bought an HD collection PS3, but I'm afraid with my money's almost done. Probably would have gotten the game if I bought the expansion pack automatically. Which game? Okay, so we have a. No, like, I mean, I slept last night. Like, I slept for like. I think I fell asleep like at 3 and I woke up at like 8. No, I woke up at like 7, I think. Like, oh, well, that's a fun game. It's also a fun show to watch. I mean, like, it's not like I was trying not to sleep. It's just that lately I've been having a bit of trouble sleeping, unfortunately. I think I woke up at 7:30 this morning, or I woke up. I don't think I woke up at 8. No, that's too late. I think I woke up at 7:30. I'll try going to sleep earlier today, like freaking leaving my computer like around 11 instead of 12, and like fucking trying to get some sleep because I do work tomorrow. Wipeout is a TV show. Like I said, Wipeout is a TV show. It's a you've seen a TV show like it before. Think of it like Ninja Warrior, but more like jokes. I think it's the best way to describe it. Hmm. In the meantime, okay, Olaf. What? Okay, so Olaf is most likely going to be their jungler. Zed mid. Yeah, there was Wipeout. Oh, I guess it's talking about something else. The fuck is a sci-fi Wipeout? Zillion. Shit. Nasus. Okay. Oh, fuck me sideways. Okay, so my options are currently Kale or Mordekaiser. Shit. I don't see Mordekaiser on the fucking stream picture. Yeah, no, okay, so we'll be kicking it off. I'm gonna check and see if this guy responded or not. Nope, no response. Love it. Oh, shit, that's right. Oh, so I guess they did confirm the style switcher for DMC 3. I guess they did confirm that DMC3 Nintendo will be getting a style switcher mechanic. So I feel a little curious as to whether or not the other versions of DMC3 HD Collection will be receiving a similar treatment. Fleet footwork on Nessus. I actually don't know if that's good or not. That'll be interesting. New season, new bullshit. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna join the video making station for now. Okay. Okay. Arani has TP2. We have one Ignite. Okay. Oh, fuck me. That team is looking pretty fucking spicy there. Okay, I guess they only got a new skin. Good for him. Yeah, fuck. That's gonna be a spicy team comp.
As evil grows, so shall I.
Oof. I'm not sure what I'm gonna build into this game. I usually build the same shit with Kale over and over again, but lately I've been kind of like expanding on my free time. I've been expanding my builds a little bit, going a bit more AD, a bit more AP.
By their own misery.
We'll see how this Nasus goes. No, I want this up. They have apps before on sale, so why not waste my $50 for something else? You're playing on PS3 or what is your console? Like, cause I'd recommend getting an RPG at that point. If you're still playing like a PS3, I would recommend buying RPGs at this point for like your PS3 and stuff like that, single player experiences. Whenever a new console comes out, if you plan to stick around with your old console for a long time, you have to get single player games because your console will be left in the dust within a year or two of its time span. The Xbox One X is going to be the first. It's going to be the first time that's really going to put to the test how long a console survives when a new console comes out. Because the Xbox 360 still had like a decent player base for like the first 3 to 4 years when the Xbox One was around. And that's how it feels like. If that's not the actual time, that's what it felt like. So I'm curious to see how long the Xbox One will have player base. What they really should be doing at this point is they should be trying to just... I think the Xbox One X was fine inherently. I don't think going for a new console was the right decision. We can bully him a little bit right now, but later on he'll be stomping us out. Make no mistake on that. Late game will just be a glorified minion to that guy right there. That top hat wearing fuck. He knows it too. He doesn't even have to worry about fucking winning early. He can just literally just fuck. I did not upgrade. How did I not upgrade that? Oh, that's infuriating. How the fuck did I not upgrade that? Yeah, see, he's already got the slow up. He's already got the fucking slow up. This fucking cunt. He's gonna start pressing his advantage. Oh, it works on minions too? Okay, so we are winning the Battle of CS here, but he will win the war. Unless I can somehow fucking zone him out, but I don't think I'll be able to do that. No, I won't be able to do that. My minions are pushing too hard. I was doing too much damage to the minions while fighting him.
And so I must fly.
Oh shit! Oh, okay, he's gonna beat me in CS now. Damn it.
But I am not human.
Hang on. We gotta see if we can help. Yeah, we gotta see. We're gonna collapse on that. Come on. Don't be a bitch. Don't be a bitch. Secure the airport. This is what we're here for. Oh,
Made to last.
That's the worst. Oh, Ness's we'll give Ness some time to push
Celestial
up.
realm awaits.
Fuck, we can't afford to leave either, damn it. We're gonna be an easy gank in a bit. If Ness, yes, okay, please Ness, just push more forward, please. I need to. Okay, is he going to, he's gonna chill around here? Yeah, well, I mean, he has built-in lifesteal. He can chill around here as much as he wants. Yeah, sucks. Okay, this, oof. Okay, and he just leveled up. Alright, perfect. Oh, it's gonna be a beautiful fucking golden come right now. Caster minions are always so fucking hard to farm. They're just fucking, they're just ridiculous. Because they have so much health that you can't just one tower and then go into it, but they don't have enough health to take 2 shots like a million minions. They're really just like, you have to have more damage if you want to farm them effectively under tower. Alright, we'll back on that one.
Salute the fallen.
Lost soul side. I've never heard of Lost Soul side, no. Hang on. We're gonna need a mana move this game, because we are in desperate need of some mana. Purchase a tier goddess, followed by some boots.
Emotions are a weakness.
I'm not sure what a PS2 startup is specifically. What are you referring to there? Okay, time to sit down and educate someone after this on Reddit. Shit, my minions are too strong. They push too far ahead. The bastards. The greedy bastards. Okay, he is now 6, and he's going to press his advantage. Damn it, he's going to press his advantage fucking hard. Thanks to our tier, we can get away with a bit more ability spender than normal, and we unfortunately played right into his hand. There was nothing we could have done there inherently, because the fact of the matter is, well, we're not 6 yet, and he knows he can beat us now in a straight up oof. Even with 6 right now, we're probably still in a pretty tight position, because he is a cunt. And he can just come up close. Although his CS scene does leave some to be desired, so that's good. Thing is though, is like every time I hit him, he can just heal back all the damage. We'll probably have to build a Morel Nomicon this game, just to try and balance things out here because we are getting fucked. Yeah, there's no point poking him anymore. We'll just have to fucking hard focus on CSing now. Which is unfortunate. Now he's going to press his advantage hard, I see. That's the problem with Kayle. She is very item reliant.
Only the innocent will be spared.
And the problem here...
If I can find it.
Again, thankfully, thanks to the tier of the goddess, we are in a better position at the bare minimum for lane sustain. But unfortunately... we are currently in a... well, just against Nasus, this is a bit of a bad matchup early, but because we have so much hard CC... Okay, see, that's exactly why we ended up going Kale, because Kale melts people, so as long as they can, like, because Nasus, if he gets close to me, he'll fuck me. Like, no amount of late game Kale is gonna save you from a fucking Nasus. Unless the Nasus you're fighting is a fucking idiot. But this Nasus isn't a fucking idiot by all accounts. He is a pretty, seems to be a pretty shrewd Nasus, all things considered. Okay, so we are finishing off the Mana Moon, and we'll go ahead and build a pot. We are 06 apparently, which is a little surprising. We usually don't do this good in League of Legends. It's made by one person that looks sick. The clock thing and the startup and space noises. What the fuck? I'm just like genuinely fucking confused what the fuck you're trying to tell me here. PS2 startup, like, is that like a mod for a PS2, or is that like a new PS2 being developed, or what is this shit?
I remember pain. It made me weak.
Yeah, he did that stupid. We'll let him take it. But we did unfortunately lose a shit ton of gold there, and he built a Sheen, because of course he did. Ah, fuck. For those of you who don't know this game very well, a Sheen will double your, it'll basically give you an extra boost of damage on your next ability usage. It's essential on a Nasus, because without it, you are fucking fucked.
Excuses do not concern me.
Yeah,
Only
he's building a
actions.
Trinity Force burst, which means he's going full damage immediately. We expected as much, but it's still just a little annoying that we couldn't poke him down hard enough to force him to build defensively. I don't really know if I played Kale wrong, or if that was just destined to happen. Unfortunately, we are also losing the Battle of CS as well. But that's to be expected. This man had way more sustain going for him than I do, even now. Oof. 177 stacks. My goodness, we leave for fucking like 2 minutes, and he gains enough fucking stacks to make up the difference immediately of what his deficit was. Oh goodness gracious me. Again, thankfully we are sitting on like a bedrock of hardcore CC. And we're starting to be able to do damage to him now. I did click R on myself. You could hear the clicks. Is mine on that click cast? Should be. Yeah, see, that's basically what happens there with Nasus. He fucking just ults and we fucking lose. No 2 cents about it. That's the story of playing against Nasus as Kale. That's the story. Honestly, if I was playing like any squishy character, that's the story going up against fucking Nasus. It's infuriating. It's stupid, but that is the champion right decide to build there. And I like Nasus for the most part. I think Nasus had a pretty good idea in concept. It's just a little ridiculous how much his power spike actually fucking is, even without his stacks.
Double kill.
Again, it's not exactly like game change, or it's not nightmarish in any way, shape, or form. It's something we can easily overcome with the team, but it's just going to be a little bit of a fucking hassle later on. I don't know where, but at some point I ended up peeling off a portion of my skin on my finger, so it's a little sensitive around that area. It's a little fucking weird. It didn't bleed, so I'm pretty sure it's just a flesh wound. That one person walking. Did you see the new League of Legends trailer? I saw their new cinematic, yeah. It was pretty good, but unfortunately I'm kind of confused now with a little bit. Huh?
I fly for the glory that shines above this caustic din.
Apparently they plan to forfeit. Which is fine with me, honestly, truth be told. They're not gonna forfeit. Whenever someone like lists a reason for it, no one ever fucking forfeits. And you can't really build around Nasus. You can't really build to counter Nasus's ultimate either. It's one of those things where like you're either fucking just fucking can beat it or you can't beat it. And unfortunately, 261. Holy shit, he doubled like fucking 100 C. My goodness, what is his fucking cooldowns? They're not even that fucking big. How the fuck did he double it that fucking massively? I haven't died that. I've only died the one time. Fuck, those are numbers he's. Oh my goodness. Fuck me. He's a shit.
To withhold justice is a dark sin.
What the fuck is this fucking ridiculous shit? This motherfucker's saying that fucking 200 something stacks at fucking 15 minutes. What the fuck? Well, thank goodness the rest of the team is doing fucking decently, I think. And he just died, so that's we can't even go too far up ahead because he can just turn around and fucking kill us. What the fuck? He's already about to hit 300 fucking stacks. What the fuck? He's at a 20% cooldown reduction game. How the fuck is that balanced in any way, shape, or form? 125 stacks. My goodness gracious me. This man... See, Annie's saying Grievous Wounds. The idea for this is to handle Nasus's healing from his abilities. And it's not a bad idea. It's just that his ultimate is not affected by Grievous Wounds. Because his ultimate is not a heal. It's a health increase. Because someone at Riot thought that was a good fucking idea. I don't know. This is kind of one of those things you like bitch about when you're fighting, but you appreciate when you're playing the character. So it's kind of like, meh. Some characters just have strengths and shit like that. But I kind of be like, oh, well, you know. That's always fun. He is gone right now, so we will take this opportunity to back the fuck up and go back to base. Oh, fuck me, this is so bad. 300 fucking stacks already at this point, what the fuck? That man is a fucking animal. What's my Mana Moon at? 33 bonus magic or attack damage. That'll be like 75 or something by the time it caps. Not the bonus attack damage, I mean just altogether. Fuck me, that is, Oh, good shit, Maokai, good shit. And no shit, and no thank you. And he just started building MR. Of course he did. Fuck me. As if this matchup wasn't one-sided enough, Nasus. He had to build the MR now too. In an instant, he has healed back all damage I dealt him in that one burst. Truly the pinnacle of counterplay. This wouldn't be so bad if because I could build Grievous Wounds with one fucking item, one Executioner's Sword, but it's like, they really need to give magic damage dealers some fucking form of Grievous Wounds outside of a fully built fucking item. Because we do have it on Morellonomicon, I think it is. I'm pretty sure it's Morellonomicon. Although, building some more armor pen might not be such a bad idea on Kale this game. I think the reason we ended up failing a bit here is because we didn't build Grievous Wounds, maybe I should have adapted my Kale gameplay, or I should have adapted my Kale. Can we still build into it? Or we still can build into it, actually. Executioner's Calling, alright, excellent. I think next time we go back, we'll probably build. Shit. We have to ult on his auto on his fucking ability usage. What the fuck is this shit? I feel so bad for this Nasus. This Nasus is fucking doing fucking amazing, and his team is just like, I want to be a bunch of fucking idiots today. I mean, they could still easily win, but just like, I can only imagine what's going through his fucking head right now as he's fucking watching his team just get fucking jeez, oh my god, he's gonna hit 400 stacks before 20 minutes, holy shit. Fuck, I feel like just fucking assuming a position at this point. Fuck me, what the hell is this shit? Wow. Okay. Really? Really? Alrighty then. That is something else. What the fuck? Oh shit. I did not think they'd actually surrender that shit. Really? I thought they would have Maokai for Great Shot Calling. Okay, so we start off in Bronze 2 with 60 OP. Feel bad for Nessus. Yo, what the fuck? I gotta be honest here. I gotta be honest here. Straight up, 100%. That was not our game. That Nasus had so many fucking stacks. I guarantee you, one team fight, if he could have got close to everybody, he would have destroyed everyone in a fucking heartbeat. Holy shit. Talk about getting fucking lucky. Holy shit. I'm still just fucking amazed we ended up winning that match. Like, that is fucking insane. That was such an easy fucking win for them. That's the problem with a lot of new League of Legends players, or people who haven't really put the years in, like, it's depressing to say like I have, it is, but I haven't played this game for years. Um, they give up too easily. They give up way too fucking easily. Like, I mean, they're not used to just getting fucked in the ass and then having to continue to play off that. You see that a lot. Now, to be fair, I kind of like the fact I haven't played a 60-minute fucking game in fucking, I want to say, 2 years now. Because back then, there were some games that would go on for like literally an hour and a half. I remember like my longest League of Legends game. I'm not touching that link, but I don't like the fact that someone fucking does shit like that. That to me is a little fucking weird. Yeah, I'm not touching that. Yeah, fuck that noise. Fuck that. That's how you get fucking viruses. Fuck that noise. What? No. 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 Garen.
My heart and sword, always for Demacia.
I wasn't expecting this kind of betrayal. There we go. Oh, no one banned Aphelios. Oh, okay, no one banned Aphelios. Gotcha. I don't really know how to feel about this. Like, they just straight up fucking yeeted out apparently 2 of our teammates. How the fuck does this happen? I gotta say here, I'm a Okay, so honestly, we're sitting on a pretty good composition here. We have a tank tank damage in me, Echo Jungle, who is also probably gonna be a little bit tanky. I wouldn't really call both teams squishy. Echo's probably gonna build tank. Katarina, Caitlyn, and Ziggs are gonna be squishy, but that's to be expected. And on their team, Echo. I mean, I know Echo's supposed to be a fucking mage, but who's not gonna build him tanky? I mean, like that's part of your existence. You build him fucking tanky because you're an asshole. That's a good Katarina skin. Fuck me, that is. Oh, and she's running press the attack too. I've always wondered if press the attack is a good choice on Kale, so I'll be interested to see if it works very well. Because if it does, I might start building press the attack on Kale. Hang on, let me check and see. Or not on what you're saying though. Okay, so I'm like a DMC fucking power scaler. New. Let's take a look at new. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so there's only 6 here, so we're missing a comment. I'm literally like, I am the DMC power scaler. Like, you know, you could tell me where you put the characters at, and then I can tell you how this actually works. I saw a dude video talking about Demon Kings and shit again, because someone wanted a full description for Argo Sax and shit like that, and I just wanted to sit down and fucking finish writing my fucking Final Fantasy 1 character script too. Ugh. It's been kind of hard getting back into the scoop of things, because I've had so many things to take care of. Tomic, if you want, link your video, or link your comment, link your YouTube section so someone can see it. Well, link your video, because I don't think he's seen it. If not, I'll look at it as soon as we're done with this game here, while we're searching up the next one. Oh.
They shall know my name.
We're going to be in for fun times, ladies and gentlemen, fun times. Because they don't have a lot of CC on their team, ironically enough. They do have a significant amount. Okay, they don't have enough stuns, but they have a shit ton of roots and knockups. We'll see if it works out well for them. Press the attack. I'm curious to see if press the attack works well on Kale. Because I've never run press the attack on Kale. I've strictly run the I always run this one. I always run fucking lethal tempo.
I will tame these lands, and all lands. Pledge your fealty, or perish.
Minions have spawned.
We got 1 win in the bag so far. 1 win. And we are currently at bronze 2. So ideally, if we win like 6 to 7 games, we should be back in silver 2, hopefully. And we'll see. I can't say this is going to be an easy win or not. It really depends on how good this Kale is. Because Aphelios can be a fucking monster, but Aphelios is just one man.
Zim,
Oh, hello, Alan, what's up?
I know this is recorded, but Jaggy might be approved to be pure evil on Villains Wiki.
Well, this is a stream, Alan. It's not recorded. It's a stream. This is live.
Yeah, I mean, I know, but
No, Jaggy doesn't qualify as pure evil. There's a reason for his actions and everything. I mean, that's not really pure evil. He also gets revenge for his girlfriend's death, and he does care about his girlfriend. I don't know how that would be qualified as pure evil. But then again...
hold on. Here's I'll link it to you. I know where it is. It's but he might get qualified. They're willing to approve of him.
I mean, they can approve. I mean, it would still be wrong categorization, though.
Yeah, there it is. There's the link. It's on the general.
I mean, I'm playing a game right now, so I'm probably not gonna see it till way later. But even then, there's There's no good reason to have him be pure evil. There's a reason for his actions and everything, and he's also not pure evil in and of itself.
I mean, if you discount Jaggy Gaiden being canon, which is what a lot of people do,
I mean,
and
except it perfectly works within the canon, and I believe it is overseen by the writer, just like all the other Gaidens.
yeah, but the thing is, if you take that away, I mean, I think people are like focusing more towards it without it on this. They do mention it on here,
I will show no
but I don't know.
I
They're
mean,
saying they're saying he's more of a tragic and in love than than actually caring for Anna.
yeah, I'm pretty sure it was pretty clear he cared for her. Just gonna be fucking real about that one. And apparently someone already died. Oh, I guess Fizz got the kill. Oh, nice. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if you look at it from just the perspective of the main series, I guess you could argue pure evil. I guess, but even then, his reasonings are kind of still motivated as well. Kenshiro didn't really respect him, and that's what kind of pissed him off more than anything else. 1 second.
I wasn't really sure how Kenshiro viewed Jaggy.
Well, he didn't respect him. I mean, but granted, Kenshiro gives like valid reason for not respecting Jaggy. He's straight up like, "How can I respect you? You're a fucking cunt." But like, I mean, let's be clear here.
all beasts.
Jaggy was a little. Also, Jaggy was upset that he became Kenshiro became the successor, not say like.
Yeah. I don't know how Kenshiro can tolerate Jaggy. I'm surprised he tolerated him throughout a lot of his life. Or how Jaggy's like, this younger brother of mine, he is the successor. He's the one who I have to resort to. For some reason, Jaggy seems to have ageism on Kenshiro.
Yeah, that's the problem there. So yeah, but then Kenshiro explains that he doesn't respect Jaggy because Jaggy, well, like I said earlier, was a cunt. I don't know what
Yeah.
the fuck that kill was doing. Why the fuck didn't she help out her jungler?
Yeah, ageism and thinking that you're better than someone just because you're older can really.
We're talking
Fuck.
about Fist of the North Star, a character in the series called Jaggy. Alan's a big fan of the Villains
Manga.
Wiki.
Yeah. I like Villain Speak.
Yeah, Alan's a big fan of something called the Villains Wiki, and in the Villains Wiki, they always debate about characters being like, they rate characters, and Alan's very fascinated with the pure evil rating, and we're discussing whether or not characters should be put as pure evil. I disagree, but Alan seems to be in favor of it based on just looking at the source material, not the expanded universe material. If you haven't seen Fist of the North Star, it's not really going to make sense what we're talking about.
There is an issue. There is one other issue to claim Jaggy's pure evil, and it's not by counting or discounting Jaggy Gaiden. It's because is he really that in comparison to a lot of the other ranks in Fist of North Star, he's actually low in rank. He's a C rank, and in comparison to the heroes, he'll get his ass kicked.
I mean, but that doesn't mean he's not pure evil, though. Being weak doesn't mean you're not pure evil. It just means you're weak.
Well, you do have to be dangerous to some degrees. You do have to have some sense of like being dangerously competent some way.
I mean, he does know Nanto Seiken and Hokuto Shinken to a degree.
He's
I mean,
dangerous in comparison to a lot of other characters, but in comparison to people who are above C class, he's not.
Okay, he's dangerous to everyone who's not a master fucking martial artist of the fucking star schools. So, I mean, take that as you will. I guess you could argue he's not dangerous based on that regiment, because he's not dangerous to Kenshiro, Shin, or anybody like that, but, I mean, he's technically dangerous. It's like any other fan wiki or the versus battle wiki. No, it is, but, I don't know. Alan seems to like it. I don't really care either way about it. It's just like, oh, cool.
They will know justice.
Hang on. Can we secure the kill on kill? Nope. Good, she's able to outrun me.
You
Even though
wanna
I have
know-
boots.
I wonder how Amiibo would qualify if they wanted him to become pure evil. Because Amiibo, I don't know how you can feel sympathetic for him.
See, Amoeba is a better pick for the pure evil category. Ah, she knows. She knows.
Yeah, he had much. He had a very I'm not like it's more petty than how Jaggy was hated Kenshiro and how Amoeba hated Toki just because he hit him. Because Amoeba was killing someone thinking he was doing something really good, but he wasn't. It was just to boost his ego, and Toki had to like smack him away. He's like, no. So I was like, fuck off, like do that. And Amoeba was like, eh, you
Yeah.
hit. Like seriously.
Yeah.
So
So
that-
I mean, if you want to argue Amoeba being pure evil, you can argue Amoeba. But again, I don't think you can. I don't think you can really put someone as pure evil if you can explain their motivation and reasons behind their actions. I don't think that really qualifies as pure evil, personally.
Maybe, but some people say when it comes to a villain's motives, it's just for things that are just of disparity. Like and the main villain of cannot pronounce the name of the show for the life of me. I thought it was Danganronpa, but it's not. I forget the name of the show. Even forget the name of the villain, but this villain, I thought it's either Danganronpa or Danganronpa.
Well, Virgil didn't know she was pregnant. That's kind of one of the big points about the actual story that gets it up there.
What was his name? Main antagonist.
Outplayed so fucking easily, and I'm not even trying.
Oh, now I know her name. Junko Inoshima. She has a motive, but nothing about what she
No.
does.
You're talking about Dongrippy, right? You're talking about that fucking crazy fucking Japanese like game thing with that fucking half white, half black bear thing.
Yeah.
Okay, she went insane. Like, are you gonna argue insanity for pure evil? Because if that's your route, even then, I'd argue that what happened to her is significantly greater than what happened to, say, Jaggy or Amoeba. Again, I wouldn't really call these characters pure evil inherently. I feel like that's a bit too strong there. Because are we just gonna argue that someone who does a really dickish thing, or in the case of Amoeba specifically, Amoeba did fuck with people and did kill people, but his entire goal was to learn Hokuto Shinken and learn new pressure points. So he wasn't just doing it to fuck with people like Jaggy was. He was doing it to improve his art and become a Hokuto Shinken successor. So I can't really...
He was doing it in such an awful way, though.
Did I hear my girl Junko? Apparently you did.
Yeah, hold on. Here it is. They approved of her being bad.
Well, no shit, she'd be bad. I would assume she's bad. She's
I mean,
fucking
being
insane.
pure evil, like being real, like pure evil bad. Hold on. Here it is. I'll
I
screenshot
did
it.
not get any gold from that. Are you fucking kidding me?
There it is. There it is. Right there.
Well, hang on, Alan. I'm in the middle of a game right now, so I can't look right now. Ooh, it's again. Ooh. Ooh, how does it feel to suck? Damn. Got too cocky there. I thought my W would be up faster, but I guess it just wasn't. Ooh, suck a kill. Our kills are more evenly distributed, so at the very least we'll have more powerful people than they will, because it looks like fucking Fizz is going to just be a fucking monster though. Let's see here. Insane but not evil. Okay, so Alan, someone is arguing that she is not evil, that she's just insane.
This is what Villains Wiki claims she is. They say that she's pure evil. And let's see. I
mean,
wonder if they have a
Can you read the
Personality.
Can you read the reason then? Like, since I'm in the middle of a game, so I can't look.
Let me start with the personality and how they describe her.
Well,
And how
no.
that-
Is there not
So
a
you
is there
went to-
not
you went through the proposal, right? They made proposals for these characters as to why they believe they are.
Yeah. So read the proposal.
All right, I'm gonna find it. I'll even link it too.
Okay, again, yeah, just go ahead and read it if you want because I can't see it because I'm in the middle of a game. She only went insane because of despair.
Where the heck is the proposal? They have these. They say that you have to have these. Oh, damn it. Yeah, there's. Oh my goodness. They had these proposals before, and it's
The
like a
fact
real.
that she can outrun me even when I built boots is so fucking infuriating. It's ridiculous.
Oh my goodness. You guys don't even have a. Oh. They go on about these rules saying that you have to have a proposal in order to have them, and they don't even have the. Oh my god! It must have been the administrators that did this. Oh my goodness!
I mean, there's still no reason to fucking not have a fucking proposal if that's your rule of your fucking website.
They say that you have to have a proposal in order to make these approvals, and I can't even find a proposal. And you can only find it in the blog section when you have the proposals. But they don't even have that on there unless if they have it very written differently. Oh my goodness. Girls Wiki, what the crap are you doing? I'm a bit irritated with this. This is very irritating that they don't even have that. They did this before with Nolan vs. Joker, where I couldn't even find a proposal for him as well. I don't know if they're gonna do that. It gets annoying when they do that a lot. When they don't even have proposals because they really need.
Giving into despair counts pure evil. Well, according to these people, having a reason for being evil or being like doing what you do is apparently not enough to say you're not pure evil, even though logically that's what it should be.
Let me look up mentally ill and as to why as to how that doesn't apply with pure evil, and how to some who go to you could say that they might call her a terrorist or some. I don't know. Hold on, let me read this. Okay. Let me see how this mentally ill works. This category is for villains who have any type of psychological disorder and can be deemed as mentally unstable or villains suffering from mental disorders such as post-traumatic stress dissociative identity disorder.
I'm pretty sure that's where she fits. Pretty sure that's where she belongs.
Schizophrenia and psychosis. In addition, a villain who is perfectly meaningful, coherent, and stable and still can be qualified mentally ill if the evil deeds they perform go beyond the usual psychopathy by being extreme, fiendish, and malevolent.
I'm pretty sure that's where she fits, technically.
The reason for that no sane individual would think it's acceptable to take villainy to the degree that they do. I guess mentally ill. Okay, mentally ill villains can only be pure evil if they make it clear that they have an understanding of what is right and wrong and meet all the criteria, and in spite of their limited views on reality. The correct is because Jonko realized what she's doing is right or wrong, and it seems to me she seems to embrace wrong, or to them it seems that she seems.
Well, no, I'm pretty sure she embraces the wrong side of things because she is one of the antagonists in the story, if I'm not mistaken.
And she does have an understanding of what is right and wrong, right?
I would assume as much. Let me see what they're saying here.
Yeah.
Where do they put Virgil on their bullshit list? Wait, mental disorder? Does Josh from Until Dawn have? Josh from Until Dawn would fall under mental disorder. There's no way he wouldn't.
But apparently, the only way a mentally ill villain can qualify is if they know what is right and wrong. And it seems to me Jonko does know the clear definition of wrong. She goes on the actual definition of wrong, which is disparity.
But I feel like you're missing the themes of the story there when you do shit like that. Because again, she's not entirely pure evil. Pure evil characters start off evil, more or less. Or at the very least at a very young age end up... Oh, this is what happens when you have fucking pussy fucking teammates who don't do shit.
I don't know, like, would Jonko be qualified as a sociopath?
I don't know. I haven't watched the series enough to confirm.
But they say that So there's another weird thing about the was a good guy and them being good guys as to how they can actually be pure evil. There's a strange thing on that one because this has been a long time. Let me it's a villain does good things saves saves a puppy. Like I remember talking to this one guy. When you were saying that they have to like start off being evil, one person said to me that if a villain does good things, like saves one puppy, but then kills a whole bunch of puppies, then their actions of doing good things are invalidated.
That's not how that fucking works.
That's what I was told.
Even if you wanna, okay, that's inherently fucking wrong because that would make that character non-pure evil because they still save the puppy. You can't be pure evil and save a fucking puppy.
Hold on. I'll screenshot it for you if you want to see it.
Well, you don't have to fucking screenshot for me. I don't need to see shit. If that's what they told you, that's fucking wrong. If you want to argue that net positively or like net negatively they're evil, yeah, I'm not arguing they're not evil, but you're arguing for pure evil, but they're not. They did a good action. By default of pure evil, they shouldn't be able to do that. You know, that's the whole point of being pure fucking evil. That's why you can argue for Jaggy in the main fucking manga. That's why you can argue for these characters the way you can argue for these characters. You can't argue for someone who fucking... Okay, we are probably gonna lose this fight because my team is full of fucking idiots.
But yeah, there it is. There it is. I think the reason why is because if you do good things just to set up for something much worse, then those good things were just used for evil purposes.
No.
Which is why they did.
No. Oh.
But,
here's the thing. She knows what she's doing, but she only because of despair. She didn't start off that way. She isn't pure evil. She just wants to bring the world into despair. Yeah, sounds about right.
But yeah, when it comes to like a pure evil villain and how they commit their actions, when a villain does good things, you could say that when they're doing a lot of good things, it's just to set up for something worse.
That's still not going to qualify you as pure evil. Like, there's no logic here to that statement. You can't be pure evil and still fucking, like, save fucking people's lives and shit. Even if you want to argue, oh, it's to kill them later, why are you saving them?
Or manipulate them. Or to manipulate them to make them think you're on their side just so that you can do something far much worse.
Yeah, but that wouldn't qualify. Okay, so then are you gonna? So then I would assume Ramsay Bolton then, by your logic, is a pure evil character then.
Oh my goodness, Ramsay was actually approved of as pure evil on that wiki as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say because based on your logic, then someone like Ramsay Bolton would be considered pure evil. Now, I would actually have an easier time accepting Ramsay Bolton, given that there's not too much context as to why. He had daddy issues, but yeah.
Of him being born a bastard.
Yeah, so, I mean, like, I guess, I don't know. But based on your logic, yeah, Ramsay Bolton should be on that list.
There's not much I mean, I don't know how you can have sympathy for someone who crosses so much heinous line.
I mean, I'm not saying have sympathy for them, but I'm just saying, like, not every villain is pure evil. But according to this fucking wiki, every villain's, like, pure evil and then some.
No. They say that when it comes to, like, if the heinous standard of a verse is so high, like, if everyone is just completely heinous and has no redeeming qualities and just and does everything what pure evil does, then they can't be pure evil.
Then by that logic, Ramsay Bolton can't be pure evil. There's heinous shit going on in that verse all the time.
People are saying that he stands out above the rest.
That doesn't fucking matter, even if he stands up above the rest. Even if he does, the fucking fact of the matter is the Game of Thrones universe is full of some fucked up shit. If your argument is that you can't be pure evil based on the standards of everything else, even if you're worse than everything else is still pretty fucking bad. Where's your consistent? Oh,
it has to be one of the worst ones, or one of the more worst ones.
That still doesn't matter. That shouldn't matter.
I don't even know how Tarkin. I'm not sure how Tarkin got approved though, because I could have sworn in the canon continuity that they were trying to like.
Grand Moff Tarkin got approved for pure evil.
Hold on, like I can show you that the approvals, dude. Tarkin got approved.
He was literally a member of the Republic, unless we're gonna argue that the Republic was evil. Then I mean, because technically you can argue they were the bad guys, so I guess they're going off that route.
Because Palpatine was in rule during that time. Alright, got the, alright. Here is... There it is. He's been approved.
Okay, but for what purpose or why?
Alright, I'm gonna see. I'm hoping that they have a proposal and they don't just use their administrators to do this for them. Because I get annoyed when they do that. They need to be more strict on doing that, because that annoys me when the administrators are just the ones who approve it without even a dadgum proposal. So
Okay,
let me see
why
it.
is my team fighting? Why is my team fighting? Why is my team fighting? Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch.
Ah, here it is. Here it is. Here's the approval. Here it is, the approved proposal that many people approved of. Oh, by the way, Darth Nihilus was unapproved on the wiki.
He was
rejected.
unapproved?
Yeah, Darth Nihilus was rejected.
How?
He was rejected.
Okay, Alan, give me the fucking reason why.
I'll show you that. You want to see the proposal?
Just read it to me, Alan. I'm in the middle of a game.
Okay, hold on. Alright, Darth... Oh, Nihilus. This will take me a while.
Wait, Nihilus or Malgus?
Darth Nihilus was unapproved.
Nihilus. The literal embodiment of death and wanted to destroy everything to satisfy his hunger. Yes, please tell me why Nihilus was removed from pure evil. I would love to hear this.
Okay, hold on.
What
I'll
kind of
read it.
Stupid ass backwards fucking logic is this
Okay.
shit?
Alright, heinous standard. Even compare. Okay, here's what people said. Heinous actions, heinous as his actions were, I vote no. His actions weren't out of pleasure or malice. It is because he is engulfed by hunger. He probably couldn't stop feeding, even if he wanted to. Freya herself stated the power ruled him,
'Cause it was
not
a
the other way around.
What?
Those acts
it was
are
a
more
chaos.
amoral than actually evil.
That is fucking retarded, Alan.
Oh, this is the
So
longest
we're all
one. Here's
cursed.
the more described one.
Why?
No,
Hassan was a
his
bitch ass
act.
pussy
Okay,
in the end.
No, hang on, Alan. So, Nihilus is not pure evil, but Tarkin is.
yeah,
Logic.
Nihilus was rejected.
Nihilus was
considered
rejected from
amoral.
pure evil, but Tarkin, that fucker's just straight up evil. That guy wore sandals with a suit.
Darth Nihilus was rejected. Okay, let me read this one. This is the more described one. No, his
What
act
was
is
that?
more like a
He was
feral
awesome.
instinct in a coerced
Okay,
act
team, I
to
need you guys not be a bunch of fucking cunts.
his own hunger rather than a choice out of enjoyment. He may count in other work and if only he has a clear moral viewpoint. In the Star Wars franchise, there is only
Isn't
one
just
villain who
about-
think, if not worse, as Nihilus, but the straight moral agency and worse consequence. And this guy is known as Vitiate, the infamous and omnicidal Sith Emperor with a serious god complex, something Nihilus completely lacks, who killed countless people and planets to planets as well
That
as butchering
doesn't
his own
fucking
Sith
matter. None of
If-
that fucking
If-
matters.
Only
Even
for-
if no, shut the fuck up. You don't have to say anymore. Even if you want to argue Nihilus's actions were born of hunger, if you're going to have a reason for why characters act that way, then you can't call them pure evil. Junko shouldn't be pure evil. Half these characters shouldn't be pure evil, like I've been saying. Nihilus,
Like-
by the end of it, just
Yeah,
fucking is
yeah,
pure
he-
evil.
What he did to Kreia seemed more like he knew what he was doing.
His actions were completely within his control. It's just that his actions were motivated by the hunger.
People are saying he's more of an amoral because his power is controlling him, not him controlling the
Amoral,
power.
dude. No, he is not amoral. That fucker knew what he was doing. You see him fucking choke out Vesemar? I saw him choke out Vesemar. Anyone else see him choke out Vesemar? I can show you him choking out Vesemar.
I thought what he was doing to Kreia might have a tribute to him knowing what is right and wrong.
Dude,
But people are saying
dude.
he doesn't.
No, that's fucking ridiculous. He is completely aware of his actions, but he is a slave to
Even
his
the
hunger.
main administrators, even the head administrators are saying no. Draining people in this case is only to sedate his constant hunger rather than actually taking sadistic delight in it. This is what one of the big administrators said.
Okay, that's inherently fucking wrong, though. If the action is to be aware of what is right and wrong, guess who's aware of what's right and wrong? Your boy Nihilus. He's
Yeah.
also aware of a Sith being a Sith Lord, and he hunts down Jedi exclusively. Granted, again, it is to sate his hunger, but if having a reason to be evil makes you not pure evil, then guess what? Most of these characters aren't pure evil. What a fucking surprise. It's almost like someone could have called that. Oh, wait, I did.
But yeah, he was he's a rejected pure evil, right next to Maleficent.
That's fucking... Why was Maleficent rejected?
Yeah, Maleficent was rejected because she was considered not to be that heinous enough, and she might have cared for her bird or whatever when she was like, no. They didn't think she was as heinous as Judge Claude Frollo, who was willing to purge.
Oh, she cared about her fucking bird, so she can't be pure evil. Nihilist didn't care about shit. Can't be pure evil because apparently he wanted a Snickers bar. Okay, gotcha.
But this is how I see it. I don't know how I feel about this. Like, I was thrown off the loop as well, especially when I thought Clockwork would be approved of as pure evil from Sly Cooper, and he wasn't, or Volkmar from a Suburban film because of exploitation film reasons.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
it's a Samaj. Rank reset happened. We are in the season now.
But
Dude, you can't fucking argue that Tarkin is fucking pure evil, and you're gonna fucking sit there in the same fucking breath and tell me Nihilus isn't considered pure evil. What the?
Yeah.
Nihilus's lust for power is what consumed him. That was part of his reason. It wasn't like unless we get a retcon and he was just born like fucking completely fucked up because of the Mandalorian War. Like, did the Mandalorian War completely fuck him? Was he a jet? We don't even know his history, so we can't even confirm anything. Oh, are
but
you
yeah,
kidding me?
he was rejected to be.
Okay, so why was
he
he
was-
rejected?
But Captain Phasma was approved.
Captain Phasma was approved pure evil, but not Dark Nihilus.
Yes. Yes, this is true.
This is retarded.
I can show you. They did approve of Captain Phasma to be pure evil, but not Dark Nihilus. Like, I remember looking this up. They might have maybe later rejected it, but yes, she's approved. Oh my goodness. Okay, Captain Phasma. All right, here is the staple here and what they did. Here it is, right here. Here's the image. There it is. She was approved over Dark Nihilus.
Oh, that's retarded. That is. Yes, they can.
But yeah, she was accepted to be on, on a higher level of evil than not.
Alan, this wiki sounds fucking retarded. You leaving? Where are you going? Alright, have fun.
I don't know how she got approved though. I didn't look at the proposal.
Alan, I know you like this wiki, but this wiki is inherently fucking stupid. Just want to let you know that. Okay, so looks like press the attack monitor is your bad idea on kill.
I didn't expect for you to get this stirred up on this. You sound more
Alan,
stirred up.
I'll be honest here. Every time you talk to me about this wiki, I like it less and less because it's fucking retarded. Every single time they keep doing stupid fucking rules or have stupid rule changes. This time though, it's just really fucking stupid because you have
mean
two
the-
non-Sith Lord characters considered fucking pure evil, but a Sith Lord whose literal goal it is to end all of life is not pure evil because apparently he wants a Snickers bar. Okay, gotcha. That's fucking stupid.
You sound more turned off over this wiki than versus battles.
Yeah, because at least versus battles, I can understand their logic. Here it's just fucking retarded. And
Yeah,
versus battle wiki is full of idiots. Make no mistake.
Yeah,
But I can
but
understand why they do what they do. This is just fucking stupid, and we're gonna lose. Damn it! Yeah, we'll surrender.
Remember, in the tiering system of versus, how I can understand versus battles making more mistakes than Villains Wiki is because of they have a lot more to follow the tiering system of like 36 tiers or more than that. But Villains Wiki it just has the rules for pure evil, and
No, I'm not gonna
As
take
they-
a fucking break. I don't take breaks, Newhan. I
as to
go
who,
hard. We're not honoring any of these
as to who
fuckers.
gets it. But Darth Nihilus is viewed as an amoral villain.
As long as we just start in silver, I will be more than happy with this situation. I just want to
But-
start in silver. That's all I want. I just want to start in silver. I don't care if
But
it's
I'm-
golden promos. I just want silver.
What was I gonna say? But I'm shocked that Mundus hasn't had any proposal yet.
I don't know. Based on the way you talk about this wiki, I doubt he'd fit the fucking bill. Because, you know, he wanted to kill Sparta.
He wanted to do.
Oh, yeah.
run-
Shin. Yeah, no, that's fucking spyware, bro. You're fucking crazy.
Zim, again, how the wait, I should get on my fucking mic for this. Fucking no. That's not fucking spyware. It's not. Can you explain this? Wait,
I've
what the
never
fuck?
heard of a program that lets someone take control of your computer not be spyware.
You have to give them access to fucking. You have to give them the fucking option to do it.
Samaj, we can't play together apparently. Even though rank was reset, I guess because last season I ended gold, we can't play together. So,
Zim, I even fucking showed you a video of how the fuck it works.
dude,
Unless
Dude.
you didn't watch that yet.
let me see. I don't recall getting a video link.
Of fucking course you don't.
Oh, okay. I see something there. Oh, I don't know. I've never heard of a program that's regular, but it's cool. Yeah, sorry about that, Samaj.
Shin, what is your thoughts on the pure evil system?
Wrong fucking area, Newhin.
Shin,
What?
what's your thoughts on the pure evil system?
You
What
losing
you-
your
what-
bronze?
I don't give a shit about the villains wiki because from what I just heard, it sounds
Imon,
stupid.
you are new here, so nice to meet you. And I wasn't losing. My team was losing. Alright, Shin.
But yeah,
What is this game came to? Wow. First time on the fucking stream and he's already talking all
Hello
this
there?
shit. What? Yeah, I'm new and I'm here.
I knew it. But also, Darth Vader has been approved of as pure evil on the wiki.
Alan, I'm gonna need you to stop talking about this wiki. The more you tell me, the more I'm gonna get fucking just enraged by it.
Can I make a little suggestion?
No. I'm kidding. You can go ahead.
If you can go Gnar top.
Okay. Newhin, you're not wrong. You're not. But I am not a cunt. I am not going to play Nar top. You're not wrong, but I refuse to do that on a personal level. That being said, let's go Mordekaiser.
Wait, what does that game have? What kind of content does it have to turn you off? I don't know what this
I
game
mean,
is.
it's respectable, but
Yeah,
I
no,
mean, if
I
you don't
understand. I
go
understand.
full count in this game, I don't know how you're gonna win, but still, you can make it up.
I like Star Wars. Yeah, I like Star Wars. Although I prefer pre-Disney Star Wars. Although I think The Rise of Skywalker wasn't that bad. Fight me. You all are just a bunch of cunts when it comes to The Rise of Skywalker. It's not that bad of a film. Fight me. He went Darius. Oh fuck me. He went Darius. Shit. Okay.
Although,
Aphelios, carry me. Oh, who the fuck goes Darius and the Mordekaiser? Why would you counter a Mordekaiser like that? What did a Mordekaiser ever do to you, Darius? What did they ever do to you? I did get a new Mordekaiser skin. I got the Infernal Mordekaiser skin. It's nice.
I will
It says-
recommend you just to farm and not face him, because your ult pretty much sells you.
Yep. Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to try and just fucking survive. It says in her bio that she wants to drive the world to despair to relieve her of her boredom with the world. Hold on. But it also says she wants the world to feel the same despair and pain she felt. Do I have to watch all of them to get into them? Are you referring to the Star Wars movies? Do you have to watch all 9 of them to get into them? Just say yes or no regarding that situation. No.
That's the thing that I would recommend you is to build tank.
Is to what? Type that in.
Build a tank build.
Build a
This-
tank build.
But the sequel trilogy feels like a reboot to me. Honestly.
Okay, so this is where things are a little complicated, Imad. You don't have to watch all the movies to get into Star Wars. You can get into Star Wars whenever you want. But rule of thumb is either watch episode 1 or episode 4 before you start going into the Star Wars lore. Because that's episode 1 and 4 both serve like as an introduction to Star Wars. 1 is more specific with more like sciencey, and 4 is more mystical.
And 7 feels like a reboot.
The sequel series, kinda. Which part would you say is the greater reason? Are you asking me about the Force, mystic, or science? Because the science portion of it explains why the Jedi are the Jedi, but the mystic reason for it explains what the Force is as a whole. So, I mean, take your pick. Okay, so we got a supporter Zach here. You guys are gonna see grade A Mordekaiser. Personally, I like the prequel trilogy better than the original trilogy and the sequel trilogy, but most people will tell you the original trilogy is the best one.
The original trilogy doesn't even stir up my memories as much as the prequel trilogy does. The only time where I felt as if I was thinking about more of the original trilogy than the prequel trilogy was from Lego Star Wars. But besides from that, I thought of the prequel trilogy way more than the original trilogy on many degrees.
Well, Alan, you probably grew up with the prequels, right? You grew up with the prequels?
Yeah.
Well, see, that's the reason why you remember them more fondly, because you grew up with them. I grew up with the
I think
VHS
both
tapes.
are really okay.
What?
I like both. Like chapter 3 is one of my favorites. Chapter 5, yeah.
Most people will say episode 3, or chapter 3 as Newman calls it, is one of the better ones in the series. And yeah, episode 3 is 10 out of 10.
Here's the strong part that there is one thing that does stand out of the original trilogy for me and what the prequels don't, is that the original trilogy is better at winding ideas down, just winding the convolution down, and not like it winds things down, make it feel more condensed. While the prequel trilogy, it has so much to get invested, like so much of like whoa. But the thing is, the prequel trilogy, that's the strong part of the prequel trilogy, and in a way, you could say it became a weak point.
He's gonna try and drag me, and he drags me.
It's just that people over-exaggerated the prequel's weak point because it was also its strong points as well.
I love the fact that he can auto-attack, stack bleed on me. Oh, it's so much fun.
That's
Don't
the same
do
for
that.
me.
Just
And how,
avoid the fight completely. Just retire.
Well, Newman, if you're paying attention to the stream, you would have seen that he pulled me in, so I couldn't like avoid it.
but that's the same for me when it comes to writing novels. It's hard to condense things when you don't have any extra writer involved or with you helping this out. It's not and the collaboration isn't really that great. But that's basically
Alan, here's a basic rule of thumb. Does the audience need to know this for the story to work, or do you just like it? That's basic rule of thumb. If you need to know it, they don't need to know it. But, you know, not everything you know they need to know. That's kind of an important rule of thumb you have to think about when writing. Yes, got the CS. So you're asking
It actually helps with the story somehow.
You're asking me to spoil Star Wars for you, but it's not that simple. Ah, dang it. I should have gone forward there, but
you really want us to spoil that for you, like the biggest plot twist in cinema history with Episode 5?
It's not
You
the
really
biggest
want
plot
us to
twist
do
in
that?
cinema history. It's
That's
not
considered by
Well, it's
many of
not. It's not. It's not. The biggest plot twist in fucking cinematic history was the ending of the, I want to say The Usual Suspects is the movie.
with The Unusual Suspects.
No,
I think I've heard of
The Usual Suspects. It's a movie where the entire movie is spent trying to find a killer, and at the end you have this plot twist that just blows your fucking mind. Actually, I'll say The Sixth Sense is probably the best one, actually. If you guys haven't seen The Sixth Sense, that plot twist at the end is
I know what
amazing.
happens at the end of I know what happens at the end of Sixth Sense. I kind of had the idea that something horrible was going to
Okay,
happen.
so you already know about Vader, then? You already know the whole... What is the twist?
Yeah, thanks to Toy Story 2, before I watched the movie. And funny enough, when I saw him, when he made the reveal,
No!
for some reason, For some reason, I'm mistaken Vader saying, "I am the person that is your father." I don't remember him saying,
Are
"I
you
am your
fucking kidding me? I can't get too close because he'll beat me in a 1v1 fight, and he doesn't waste mana either. Oh, son of a bitch.
But yeah, pretty much almost everybody knows the plot twist by this point, except if to those who either live close to a rock or live under a rock.
Oh my good. Oh, that would have been the perfect time to go in for a fight. He's going to heal back up. Fuck me. And my ult gets countered by his ult because he's just fucking a monster. Yeah.
It's a universal plot twist.
And
But
31.
like I said, like many people have said,
Oh, he's got double
identity,
my CS. Are you fucking kidding me?
Like- family plot twists are a real bitch. Especially even identity plot twists. Identity and family plot twists are real bitches.
No! Oh, he should have let me pull him in there and gone in on me. That would have been the smarter play. So that's a
However,
block?
an underrated plot twist is causing plot twist. Like,
Okay, Reggie,
well-
what are you asking for specifically? And as
Right.
for fucking the iMod, what are you asking about the plot? Do you know about Vader's, like, do you know about the fucking Vader plot twist or no? Because if you do, then spoiling Star Wars is not going to be all that big a deal to you, because you more or less know the full story with just that statement.
Does he want to know what happened at the end of Episode 5 and what Vader said to Luke? Does he want...
Alan, when I say the Vader plot twist, that's what I'm asking about. There's no other fucking plot twist in Star Wars besides Vader. Well, I guess it may be Palpatine, maybe.
Star Wars The Last Jedi kept trying to do it over and over and over
The
again.
Last Jedi didn't really have plot twists. It had plot subversions. That's not a plot twist. It subverted the plot. That's not a
Isn't
plot
the
twist.
Clone
inherently.
Wars fully of twists?
Not necessarily. It has it plays hot potato with who the Sith Lord is, I guess, but you know who it is just by looking at the guy, if we're gonna be honest. The guy looks like a fucking Sith Lord when you see him.
Like, before I knew much about the Star Wars, people said that Palpatine looked like the dragon from the Never-Ending Story for some reason. That's what people were telling. That's what one guy was telling me before I watched like some more of the movies, and people were telling me that he looked like that fluffy dog dragon.
Solid counter all across the board. That is an ult for an ult.
Newhan, when you
Out
said
there
twist,
now.
Newhan, when you said twist, you for some reason reminded me of Night Shyamalan saying "What's a twist?" I don't know why.
Okay, so Reggie, so before I go into fucking what Star Wars is and everything, Reggie, what are you asking for? Are you asking for the plot twist in The Sixth Sense? Like, what are you asking for? I'm talking about Star Wars as a whole. Again, like, if you know, do you know the
I
Vader
think
plot
he's
twist?
asking for twist in general.
An enemy has been slain.
Well, he's asking for twists in general, but we were talking about so many movies, I'm not sure what movie he's asking for. Because is he asking for The Sixth Sense? Is he asking for The Usual Suspects? Like, what twist is he asking for? As for Star Wars as a whole, again, if you know the Vader plot twist, you basically know all of Star Wars, but if you know the Vader plot twist, it'll be a lot easier for me to tell you what Star Wars is like as a whole about. Well, for the movies anyway, because there are the expanded universe, the games, the Old Republic. So yeah, there's a lot of shit there, so...
The twist changed everything in Star Wars. It's the reason why we even have prequel trilogy.
No. Okay, yeah, he was there. I was gonna say, I fucking...
Not exactly.
Son.
Twist doesn't exactly change the entire history.
It's
I
the
mean, it
reason why
doesn't
we
change
even
the
have
entire...
More like a revelation thing.
Look,
It's the reason it even existed. Because
Yes.
of him saying one daggum lie
Yeah,
out of his mouth.
but that's not a plot twist. Or I guess it is a plot twist, but it doesn't change everything, because we have the prequels now. So if you watch the movies... Is that pull range? That's not pull range. That's pull range, asshole. My team sucks. What was I saying? Again, if you watch movies 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the way they are numbered, there is no plot twist. There is no plot twist. If you watch them the way they... Okay, and he knows about Vader? Okay. Okay, so he knows about Vader. Okay, so the story of Star Wars, we're going to start with episode 1 and then work our way forward. Episode 1 begins with Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan handling negotiations with the Trade Federation. Spoiler warning, that leads to a fucking decade-spanning war, because apparently Qui-Gon Jinn negotiates as well as he lightsaber fights. And so fucking we get to fucking Naboo, and then they meet a Gungan who is named Jar Jar. That is, Jar Jar will be important later because he sells out the universe. I was gonna say. So the Trade Federation ends up fucking putting a fucking like trade embargo on Naboo. Think of like what the United States does to like every other nation. And Naboo's like, hey, Republic, help us out. And Republic's like, we can't spare the forces. Then the Jedi show up somewhere along the way back again. And they're like, yo, we're on Tatooine now. Okay, we're on Tatooine now. No, okay, so they go to Tatooine before they get to the fucking Senate. And then they meet Anakin Skywalker, the most powerful Jedi in the entire... No, I take that back. Because Rey's more powerful by the end of fucking Rise of Skywalker. Anakin is the most powerful Jedi up until Episode 9.
He's not a Jedi yet, and that's potential-wise of him being the most powerful.
No. By the events of Episode 3, he is the most powerful Jedi.
He's more powerful than Yoda?
Yes, he's more powerful than fucking Yoda. He was more powerful than Yoda fucking at Episode 1.
But Obi-Wan's weaker than Darth Sidious, and he's weaker than Yoda, too.
Yeah, the reason... Oh my god, Mingler is speaking! Let's do this!
Yeah. Darth Sidious only says Darth Vader will become more powerful than either of us.
Oh my god! That's spoilers, Mingler! We're not on Episode 3 yet!
Tell me that Obi-Wan is more powerful than Yoda.
No, but the reason Obi-Wan beats Anakin is due to lightsaber skills, not due to Force power. Also because he's familiar with Anakin.
The thing is, Obi-Wan wouldn't...
You know Anakin...
Palpatine, so like...
You know Anakin is stronger than fucking Obi-Wan, right?
Let's calm down a little. We are
I
going
mean,
off
no,
topic here,
he's
I think.
just more willing to use certain Force powers that...
Anakin is stronger than Obi-Wan. That's not up for dispute. He was stronger than Obi-Wan.
He was stronger than
He was fighting
Yoda,
with the intent to
would
kill and
outlast
didn't do shit
Obi-Wan.
to him.
He would destroy
That's
Obi-Wan.
because Obi-Wan is a master of Sorasu, the perfect defensive stance. And
That
It's
doesn't
Anakin...
not
stop
enough
Force
to defend
choke.
against Sidious and Yoda, though. It's
Like,
not
it
enough.
doesn't-
He's not strong enough to do it.
Well, apparently, after Rise of Skywalker, I think Yoda was wrong. I think Obi-Wan would have stomped out Palpatine. Just give him a second lightsaber.
Again,
Mace Windu lost the fight
lightning,
due to two
lightning
lightsabers.
doesn't beat light. Like, I don't know why Palpatine, like, didn't take time to just, like, get one of his, like, engineers or, like, scientists to explain to him that lightning is weaker than pure light. Like,
Dude,
did no
Palpatine was on a
one sit
roll.
him down and be like, hey, look, like, did Darth Plagueis not be like, hey, look, we're gonna learn Sith lightning today, but by the way, if you run into any Jedi, don't, like, just hit them from behind, don't try and hit them from the front, they'll just reflect it back at you. The lightsaber is superior to the Sith lightning. Did he not have that talk with him?
You know, that was the lesson right before he killed them.
Yeah, but
Honestly, he
back to-
deserved to lose if that's the case.
Back to the narrative. Okay, who wanted to hear the story of who we were trying to tell it to? We were at Anakin on Tatooine. What we were trying to say from Episode 1.
You guys just recalling the prequels?
Well,
Yeah, they-
someone wants us to summarize or tell them the whole plot of Star Wars, so we're currently on Episode 1.
Yeah, they're out
Okay.
of gasoline.
I mean, if we're just doing like brief summaries of each movie, it's just literally just a struggle between the Trade Federation and Naboo.
We're doing synopsises. We're doing synopsises. A little more deeper.
Okay, yeah,
in the
they
summary.
go to Tatooine,
How many
get
synopsis?
Anakin. I don't remember the reason why they go there. I'm assuming there is like
the
something-
hyperdrive gets fucked up.
Oh yeah, and then they have to
It's
replace
dead.
it. And then
It's
they're like,
dead.
oh, I
It's dead.
sent
You can do it.
someone
You can do it.
powerful. High metachlorian
Thank you,
count.
Newhan.
There you go.
Thank you for the inspiration.
They're out of
And then
fuel.
they make a it's sort of like a
Okay,
bet.
no,
with-
hang on. Yeah, I should explain that Anakin is a slave when they first encounter him.
Yeah, he and his mother are a slave, and they can't leave Tatooine because they have like
Because apparently they can't beat the
bombs?
shit out of a fucking flying mob.
No. They have bombs in their bodies. So if
Oh,
they
do they?
leave under a certain if
Okay.
if they leave a certain destination, they'll just trigger automatically. So once their freedom is earned, the bombs deactivate. Which is why when Qui-Gon's just like, well, I'll make a race here. It's just like either and they're just like, oh hey, roll the dice. Either him or his mother gets his freedom, and then Qui-Gon kind of like force pushes the dice, so it lands on Anakin. and then Anakin, does the race, participates in the race. I don't think the race is necessary to win Anakin's freedom.
Yeah, no, it is. They bet on the.
Because I was gonna say they do the deal before the race happens, and I don't remember what Qui-Gon bets in return. It's been a while since I've read the prequels, but I know or watched the prequels, but I know.
Oh, Dick, you fucking pussy ass bitch!
Obviously, Anakin wins the race in amazing fashion, and then they go to the starport, and they're about to take off. Darth Maul shows up and is like, "Hey, I'm gonna fuck you real quick," and then Qui-Gon's like, "How about no?" And they fight in the desert for a little bit until they leave. Then they head back to the Senate. I don't remember what happens there, so Zima, you're gonna have to take it.
Okay, so like I was saying earlier before my English showed up, Padme goes to the Senate and asks for help, but the Senate's like, we don't have an army, we're not gonna help you. But
And Palpatine influences her.
Even though they're in the process of trying to get an army, they're like, "Yeah, we don't have an army."
yeah, sorry, we don't have an army. The clones aren't fucking created for another fucking movie. Qui-Gon bets the ship if they lose, right? Because he needed some collateral.
Oh yeah. And they were just like, fuck, we're losing anyway.
Yeah, the Jedi unapprove of Anakin being a Padawan or Jedi. They don't want him to be trained, but Qui-Gon disagrees.
Yeah. So they don't want him to be trained.
Qui-Gon makes a recommendation and they turn him down. But later they'll approve it. Once it gets near the end of the movie, so they
don't approve it till after fucking Qui-Gon gets fucking Qui-Gon. So going forward, the Jedi go back to Naboo to help the Senator. I want to say is the reason they go back.
Yeah. So what they do is they try to remove these Trade Federation forces from Theed, and they're like, "Well, we don't have an army, but we did sneak out of because before they went to Naboo." And it didn't work because there were so many droids. But they were able to sneak into the Gungan Palace. So they basically got Padme and the rest of her royal guard to convince the Gungan leader that like our fate is in your hand, fucking like line where it's like, yeah, if we don't do something to stop them, they're gonna take over. Like they're already taking over the entirety of Naboo, and they're gonna threaten your people. And then he's like, all right, I'll give you my entire fucking army. We're gonna go kill them all. And that's what they do. They send the entire Gungan army with all of their troops to take on the masses of the the Trade Federation, so that the
so Padme can sneak back in and like I think she's trying to activate defenses.
So it's two things. She is trying to activate defenses, and it's also that the what are the names of the leaders that the race of those leaders who owned the Trade Federation at the time?
Dude, Gumray.
What is his species? Because there's multiple of them. I'm trying to refer to them like collectively in the plural
I don't
sense.
know what their species is. They didn't help because there wasn't enough proof. Okay, so they didn't help the Naboo because there wasn't enough proof.
Yeah, they didn't at that point, but then they were like, oh hey, fuck
Yeah.
it.
So they go back. The Jedi help her. And then like the fucking Gungans and the Royal Naboo Air Force and the fucking fighting on all these fronts, and they're doing the pointing. They're doing the pointing actually. Ironically, they're doing the pointing.
They send the Gungans out there to challenge the droids of the Trade Federation because they need a massive distraction to get Viceroy Gunray to pull forces away from the Royal City, because they're like, we need to get in there. And the only way we can do this is if we clash with the main security force that he has. So it at bare minimum takes like his attention off of this. And then they sneak in a much smaller force and plant them in like different locations around the Theed Palace. Yeah. And then what's it called? There's actually a book that goes into further detail on the events of Episode 1 from Padme's perspective, where her handmaids actually, and you see this in the movie as well, that her handmaids that are there to service the queen are selected specifically because they look almost identical to the queen, and they're given the same face paint, so that way when she's quote unquote captured, when she gets to the Theed Palace, one of her best friends, her handmaiden, shows up at the last point of the episode and just like starts shooting down all the droids outside in an attempt to save her. And they do this specifically to trick Viceroy Gunray into thinking that Padme is the decoy. when in
Yeah.
reality it's the decoy. The person who's dressed as the queen is the decoy, and it works. And then they end up trapping. I think after taking out some of the droid generators,
Yeah,
like trapping them in
they
there.
end up trapping Viceroy, and then during that time, Darth Maul shows up for no reason.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
Darth-
yeah. I forgot. I
Maul.
forgot. Sorry. During this time, Anakin ends up sneaking into like a ship.
Naboo Air Force ship or whatever.
Yeah, because they tell him to
Supposed to
stay.
stay there.
They tell him to stay in a aircraft, like stay here and stay safe. And he accidentally activates like the pilot. And he's like, "Well, I can pilot this thing anyway." And he flies up with the rest of the Naboo Air Force, and they go fight the Trade Federation ships in orbit because they're attempting to get inside and destroy the generators so that the droid armies on Naboo will deactivate. Because once that happens, they basically win.
Yeah, because for some fucking reason, the Separatist robots all work off the same fucking like command center. They can't work by themselves. Think Avengers if you need.
Yeah, and they don't have like separate generators. Like at the bare minimum, you'd think they would build like multiple ones to make their droid armies more effective. But
I don't know. They clearly had some plan in mind. It just did not work the way they wanted to.
it's just an army to be there. It's not an army to make sense. If that's
I think the super battle droids fixed this
But then-
problem, but
oh yeah, definitely.
But then we get to the big finale with the Heavenly Chorus, Duel of the Fates, where the door
Yeah.
opens.
So
and
so
Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon are just like, we'll handle this.
Yeah,
And Darth Maul is like,
as they get is sort of going in reverse order because these are the general events. As Padme and the rest of them are going to the what I'm assuming is like the royal office where Newt Gunray is, right when Anakin like leaves the hangar because they're in a hangar when they're doing this and they take care of the rest of the droids. When they're on their way their Darth Maul shows up and is like, "Hey, I'm gonna kill everyone here." And then they're just like, all right, you guys leave. Qui-Gon's like, you guys leave. Obi-Wan and I are going to handle him because, he'll kill all of you. And that's essentially what happens. They have a lightsaber duel with them, and they fight throughout, I think what I'm assuming is it's kind of weird. It's like some weird, it's an extension of the hangar room that they're in, and then it turns into like this giant like room with catwalks and like shield generators.
It
The
seemed
thing
like
about
what
Darth
fucking
Maul,
happened.
Darth Maul was doing this on purpose because he was always usually walking from behind, just like how Obi-Wan was in Episode 3 and luring Anakin to his surrender.
Yeah, I know that. I'm trying to figure out, like, I'm trying to get an answer, like, what room are they in? Because
I think it's like a generator room. I think it's like a fucking like a pseudo generator room because there's power
Because-
couplings everywhere. I don't know
Yeah,
the
I know
exact
there are.
room for what it's called, but I know Star Wars Battlefront 2 has a map called I think Naboo Hangar, but it has to be some sort of power supply. I think it just might be I think it might be the fuel depot actually for the ships. I think that might be fucking fuel going through the fucking pipes
well,
actually.
the outer hangar is because after they enter the doors, there's another hangar room that they're in. They go through like the initial hangar room where they start because Darth Maul shows up by opening a door into that outer hangar room. So they don't fight in the first hangar room. They go into the second one, and then they go into the power room that they're in with tons of catwalks. Which, by the way, that is very badly designed from a maintenance standpoint. I don't know why the fuck you would make that many catwalks and no railings. But like,
I mean, to
them
be fair,
Jedi-
the catwalks are fucking massive. You have to be pretty unlucky.
They are, but there are
to
no
die
railings.
to the fucking-
That's
to
a
die-
safety hazard. That's a safety hazard waiting to happen.
Well, okay, so we don't know how many people actually go through there on a daily basis. Maybe there's only like a crew of like fucking, let's say 50 people go through it on a daily basis. There's more than enough space on each catwalk for like fucking 10 people, like easy going like fucking in like 3-file line.
I understand that, but like that doesn't excuse the lack of railings.
Well, maybe
That's a safety
people
hazard.
aren't as fucking stupid in Star Wars as they are in real life, because every regulation happens.
I think that's a little bit debatable, though.
Every regulation that happens in real life is a result of some dumbass already committing this action.
Anyway, this isn't a problem for the Jedi, obviously, because they can force jump onto, like, and basically, for anyone who's not familiar in the chat with the Force, just allows you to do, like, a bunch of superhuman feats that involve
what is the
telekinesis.
Force? Someone asked
enhancing
that.
the body indirectly.
Simply, yeah, Mango's giving you the simple fucking description of it. The Force is just like the life essence of everything coexisting.
Yeah, it's
basically.
this like collective
Science
life force that
news.
exists in the universe, and you usually it exemplifies itself in people. Well, it can only really be used by people who have metachlorians, which are like a
Well,
chemical.
no. You have to have a lot of metachlorians.
Yeah,
Everyone
yeah.
has metachlorians.
So you have to have a
Okay.
lot of metachlorians in your blood, and that allows you to get access to the force, usually with training or like deeply emotionally rooted like circumstances to at least unlock it. And even then, you need more training, more concentration. It usually explains itself in the form of telekinesis, like force push, where you just like again, you just pretty simple. You just push things with your mind and your hands. Force choke, again, pretty simple. You just choke people out. Force lightning, things like force pull, force grip, force heal, force whatever. That also includes abilities that are able to enhance people's bodies, like force speed or force jump, where you can run really fast. You can also jump really far or jump in a really short period of time. Jedi use it a lot with like some sort of concentration, where they can sense projectiles in the air and block them before they happen with their lightsaber.
Oh,
This is literally why whenever you see like a scene in Star Wars, why the Jedi are always, as long as they're at like a good angle and they have their back to like a wall where there's not too many enemies surrounding them or flanking them, as long as they're coming from one direction, generally speaking,
force
they can block most projectiles. They're just like, oh, okay.
Okay,
like,
hang on. Hang on 1 second, because Red Dust said something that I think might be worth talking about. Sorry, I'm mod if this is taking a while. The Force from Star Wars is greater than Chakra from Naruto, and Chakra from Naruto is greater than Aura from Ruby.
I would definitely say it's. Well, in what way are we saying it's greater?
I would have to disagree with this one because both the Force and Ruby Aura can fucking fuck with reality. Chakra can't really do that. Now it can do some things, but it can't really do. Or actually, how do they travel through time in the latest thing? And no, Chakra does not beat the Force. You're fucking crazy if you think Chakra beats the Force.
So it depends on what you're defining as beating the Force. Like if you're saying in an exchange, no, the Force beats the Chakra. Like if a ninja tries to do something to like, unless they have the Rinnegan, generally speaking, most Chakra, if it tries to interact with the Force, you'll just get Force choked. Like you would not be able to interact with the Force. It's something that specifically requires like metachlorians and shit. In the same way that like you could argue Force users wouldn't be able to interact with Chakra, but they wouldn't need to because they could just fuck with the Chakra user. Whereas like all they have to do, again, using the metachlorians and the power of their imagination, just choke them out.
False Chakra wins. Chakra can summon meteors. The Force could literally stop the meteor in its fucking tracks and send it to the Chakra user.
Again, there are force feats all over Legends and shit in various games and the movies where they lift massive like fucking spaceships or even like send
Who
them.
fucking with the 8 gates? Literally every Sith Lord could fuck with the 8 gates.
Again, there's Sith Lords that can do like life drain. So like that would actually kill you even faster since the 8 gates are already like even the basic gates are still destroying your body. Like they're destroying your muscles and portions. Granted, if you're might guy, this doesn't seem to affect you unless it's like gate 7 or higher for some reason. But if you're anybody else, including Lee, who's a prodigy and a taijutsu genius, your body's getting pretty badly hampered by this. So yeah,
Too
if someone
fast?
comes along as like a life
how fast do you think Star Wars characters are? And also, how fast do you think fucking the 8 gates is? Oh.
Like again, a lot of Star Wars characters don't have like they themselves don't have too many speed feats, but the thing is the Force allows you to do a lot of things that you don't have really any right to do. Like in terms of like how powerful and fast you are. Because like again, Force choke, like it's sort of this thing where it just ignores. First of all, it specifically targets like your windpipes and your neck. Like it doesn't really care for your durability. It's just choking you out.
This is what I've been thinking to myself. I need to fucking ban people based on who I'm gonna fucking play. Because if I was playing Kale, I'd be able to fight Darius. When I'm playing Mordekaiser, you just can't fight Darius.
I mean, even again, Reggie, even without Legends, like a person a person with chakra is not going to be able to out-hack Force Choke. Force Choke literally is just like you're being choked to death immediately. And now, some people, Jedi, don't like to choke a lot. They only use it as like a last resort. And even then, they do it with the intent specifically not to kill. Sith don't give a fuck. They will break your neck immediately. Like, they will snap it like
Let
that.
me see you blow up that planet. Nihilus' feet is canon. Nihilus' feet is canon to the Old Republic, and Old Republic is canon. So, yeah, take that one as you will. Dude, Nihilus just looks at the planet and just kills everybody. He drains them all completely. Scion,
Also, you don't have to use your hands to use Force Choke. You can simply just use the Force. The Force Choke just makes it easier to control. Darth Vader has already demonstrated this in the original
lol,
trilogy.
what? Speed, Darth Vader speed to 5 Jedis at once. He was moving so fast, the Jedi couldn't cross him. No, dude, the Force inherent. If we're like arguing like a chakra user versus a Force user versus a straight up fucking Ruby Aura user, the Force will win every time, except maybe against the Ruby person, because Ruby has way more hacks than Naruto.
It depends on what the aura is.
It depends on what the semblance is. Ah, fuck.
What happened at the
Are we
end?
Naruto? Ew!
And what happened at the end of the fight between Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon Jinn versus Darth Maul in the mini lesser versus fewer greater matchup is that like Obi-Wan was like behind from Qui-Gon Darth Maul during the fight until he tried to catch up. And to some of the lasers and some of like the wall beams and whatever you call
Did not feed the most though.
like
to make that clear. Did not die the most. But my goodness, I got stomped that hard by that Darius.
he was blocked from being able to. He was
Almighty
like covered.
push isn't gonna work on the Force.
Oh yeah. We were recounting Phantom Menace. Go ahead.
Yeah. He was covered by a wall, and Darth Maul was fighting against just strictly Qui-Gon, and Obi-Wan is forced to watch because he can't get through the laser wall. And because of this, this is where the Darth Maul wasn't distracted by two people fighting against him, and had the opportunity to focus more on one. And like the previous fight, he was able to analyze some of Qui-Gon's weaknesses in Tatooine because Darth Maul,
that's not how Darth Maul won.
No, Darth Maul simply separated them. Like, again, like, he was having difficulty even against, like, Qui-Gon, but the way he beats him is after he separates them, because, again, they're running through, like, a generator room. For some reason, there's, these red force fields that drop up.
I was referring to when Alan said that Darth Maul learned his moves on Tatooine, and that's how, like, he ended up beating him. No, Darth Maul beat Qui-Gon Jinn because Darth Maul's fighting style counters Qui-Gon Jinn's fighting style.
That's not how he wins.
That's how he wins.
No. How he wins in the scene is he literally hits him in the face with the handle of his lightsaber and then stabs him in the back.
Because that's
Qui-Gon's doing fine.
No, okay, so
yes, he's doing completely fine.
Okay,
watch the scene.
You need to understand. You don't understand Star Wars fighting styles and how important they play a role into the fights.
I do understand.
If you understood this, why are you questioning Obi-Wan versus Anakin? Anakin being stronger?
Because most fighting, first of all, the ability that Obi-Wan uses to cut off Anakin's legs is a Sith technique. That's not part of his fighting style.
You'd think he was just coincidence he survived that long against the most powerful Jedi at the time. And yes,
again,
Anakin
he knew everything about all of Anakin's abilities. He fucking taught him how to fight.
Hang on a second. Ruby isn't even relevant. What are you talking about? Weiss' semblance is fucking busted as hell. I'd argue she'd probably beat Naruto people too. Like, if we're arguing chakra versus semblance, I'd argue semblance is better than chakra.
I haven't seen Ruby's feet, so I'm not gonna.
Well, yeah, okay, Reggie, it counts planetary range.
That shit. Also, again, the thing with Madara versus maybe you could argue that chakra users with intel on the Force users would be able to do anything, but again, like, it's not like the Force users are using Force Lightning
is that the same fucking
or like Force Heal. They're not using something very obvious. Force Choke has no counters to it, and it has the same properties as Force Pull. You can literally pick someone up from any distance where you can fucking see them and just choke them. Okay, so imagine, Reggie, let me put this in perspective. Imagine Bansho Tinning, also known as Universal Pull, the thing that Pain uses to, like, grab people. Imagine that, but you can use it whenever you fucking want.
Okay.
and you can't like detect it, and it doesn't require a specific Renegon, and it will choke you to death.
That's a time
instantly.
trick, damn it. That's a
Imagine-
time trick.
That's just all the Sith and all the Jedi. All
That's
of them have
time
access
trick.
to that. Sam, what is he doing?
Okay, we are fucked. We are fucked bad.
What happened to you? What's going on? You okay?
No, I'm not okay. Not okay at all right now. Wrong room page.
So anyway,
Okay, but hang on a second. Before
I
we get
don't
back
need to
fucking
go to
Apple-
the force person's heart, because one of the cheapest ways that you end up beating a person in the Star Wars universe is force choke. It's the easiest way to do something. It's literally just like there you
I
go.
would like to point out, Red Dusk, or Reggie, I'd like to point out that Nihilus destroyed the surface of the planet. He didn't just drain the life from it. He basically destroyed the purpose. Who the fuck is Nagato? What the fuck does Nagato do?
Oh, Nagato's the Renegon user. He's
The six
true
packs of
identity.
pain.
Okay, Almighty Push is not
Child
gonna do
of
shit to the Force.
Yeah.
Please don't say pain. Apparently he's saying please don't say pain.
Well, do you not know anything about Naruto? Am I
Me?
the only?
I mean, I understand that Nagato is a character, but I didn't realize Pain's name was Nagato. Can Stans do
He
shit
is-
against the
Yeah,
Force?
no, Nagato is his true identity. Pain is simply the 6 bodies, like the 6 corpses that he uses the paths of the Renegon through, and he channels them. Nagato is the one who controls that.
Okay,
the
technically
actual person.
stands are life energy, so you could argue Force users can freeze stands, but certain stand abilities would be most Force users. Okay, again, are we talking about what are you talking about when you're talking? When I was thinking aura versus Force versus chakra, I was thinking application and uses and overall power. Are we talking specific characters? Because Naruto stomps Ruby if we're talking specific characters. Except maybe Weiss, because if Weiss really just decides to fucking use her abilities to
I
their
mean,
full
a
potential,
lot of
she'd
the
stomp out everybody.
semblances in Ruby, from what I've seen, in the sense, like I don't know the specific scaling for a lot of those characters, but I know if we're talking semblances versus chakra, they're not that impressive. Like a lot of them are just rage boosts.
Yeah, no.
Some
Not all the
specific
semblances are
copies of
impressive.
ability.
No, again, I agree with you. Not all the semblances are impressive, but the ones that are impressive are fucking broken as shit.
Also, some of the good ones, even then, don't have a lot of elaboration given to them. Like, usually the explanations given for the powers of the semblances are only elaborated if you're, like, in the main cast, or if you're a side character to the main cast. Some of the other ones, there's, like, maybe a line or a sentence of dialogue that's given in terms of explanation as to what the semblance does, or what, like, the restrictions or rules by which it abides by.
An Naruto character split the moon
That's really
in half.
Whereas
okay,
Naruto characters are, like, they got so much explanation on their abilities. Like, there's...
Okay, so
Like, there's
Aura
no-
changes its rules every other fucking season, but so if we go with the most consistent, hang on, game fuck.
Like the only person that I think that could consistently across the board beat like a lot of the Sith or the Jedi is maybe Minato, and that's just because the dude literally has time space teleports.
Well,
But other than that-
time to bring up my good friend Fallen Order and Force Time Slow.
But
Is that
back
canon?
to how the movie
He
goes.
has the ability. It's called.
Okay.
Is
he
that
has- he
canon
has-
though?
But
Yeah,
But
Fallen
back
Order
to-
is canon.
back to how the movie goes though is
Gonna need a
Darth
statement
Maul
on that.
stabs Qui-Gon Jinn, and Obi-Wan's like, "No!"
Oh
And
yeah,
so-
yeah. They
Yeah, so
Gotcha.
Qui-Gon Jinn fucking gets killed by fucking Darth Maul, and then Obi-Wan ends up beating fucking Darth Maul and chops him in half and drops him down a fucking planet. But don't worry, guys, Darth Maul's not dead. He'll be back later.
yeah.
Dissected in two and comes back to life.
He
Also,
doesn't come back for
Darth
episode
Maul
two,
for
though.
some reason decides to stand there during the entirety of the scene and let Obi-Wan cut him in half.
I
I'm
think
not
he was
sure
just
why.
stunned by the fact that Obi-Wan made the comeback play. I think
Oh
he
yeah,
was,
definitely. But like, how could you be stunned that long in the middle of a battle? Are you?
Mangler. Game respects game, and Darth Maul was just respecting game there.
He was like, man, he stopped the Duel of the Fates. Shit.
I gotta.
But then again, Darth Maul would have been smart enough to realize Duel of the Fates already ended when he killed Qui-Gon Jinn.
Apparently he wasn't. Ooh.
It was like, I was still listening to the music.
So, And so they accept Obi-Wan becoming a Jedi because of him killing Darth Maul. And yes, that's why they made Obi-Wan a Jedi, because of
No,
him.
that's wrong. That's
Yes, it
wrong.
is.
No.
FT,
He's a Jedi
I'm
Knight
I'm
during the
referring-
events of
I'm
episodes
referring
2.
to FTD, yes.
No, he was a
Flying Thunder
Padawan
God.
during that whole time.
No.
And then
In
he became
episode
a
2,
Jedi.
he is a Jedi Knight. He is not a Jedi Master in episode 2. He's a
Yeah,
Jedi
no,
Knight.
no, no. He's not.
I'm
He's not a
having the
Jedi
one.
Master. He's specifically
The one
referred to as a Jedi
Padawan.
Knight. There's also a book on what happens to Boba Fett during the events of
You know
episode
what
2,
does
which is
as
also
well,
canon.
Chief Jordan?
That
Obito?
that
Okay,
also refers
Obito
to
would
him as a Jedi
lose.
Knight.
As much as I love Kakashi, well, Kakashi would win, but Obito would lose. Kamuyo's version on Obito blows. Obito's
Wait.
Kamuyo is trash.
Who are we talking about? Wait, no, not Obito's Kamui ability. No.
It's
Like-
fucking trash. Get out of here with that fucking
What do you mean?
garbage.
What do you mean it was trash? Nobody could no one could touch him except
Fucking breeds and Itachi.
no. Itachi literally couldn't do shit to him
Itachi was gonna win the fight
Guilt and innocence.
against
by the way,
Obito.
against Obito.
When
Or-
did he fight Obito?
I could have sworn the Naruto fanboys
No,
told me
no,
they
he
fought.
never fought Obito. That's wrong.
I'm
And
pretty
you know what
sure.
happens when he put you know what happens when he put his abilities into Sasuke's eyes and they auto-activated the moment Obito was there when he was in close range? He hit him with a Matarasu and Obito just Kamui'd out of it. Was like, all right, yeah, no, I'm fine. Didn't even need Izanagi. He was like, yeah, I'm fine.
Oh, by the
Took
way,
it.
Mangler, Phasma is approved to be more evil than Nihilus.
What?
Yeah, apparently Nihilus is not considered pure evil, but Captain Phasma is, according to the Villains Wiki. A bunch of fucking idiots.
Oh no, I just didn't hear that. That's why I said.
Yeah, so according to Villains Wiki, Nihilus is not pure evil, but Captain Phasma is.
I don't know who Nihilus is.
Dark Nihilus. Mangler, go fucking play with Knights Republic 2, please.
I wish, but you know, like, keeps showing up every now and then, and I don't buy it for some reason.
He's the guy that destroys worlds and eats them.
This man literally
Yeah,
devoured planets.
Obito. Okay, so if Obito showed up in Kamui, then you could probably argue the Force users wouldn't be able to do shit to him.
The better question here is, since Kamui makes him intangible, would that make him immune to the Force? Because Force Ghosts can be affected by the Force.
Violators
Hang
will
on.
be
I mean, again, he's not. The Force Ghosts exist in your reality. He's literally teleporting his body into another dimension. Now, whether or not he's teleporting all of his body at once is a different argument. Like, he could be teleporting most of his, like, torso and his lower body and stuff, but not his face. So you could argue maybe they force choke him. Because usually, the thing about Kamui and the way Obito uses it, since he has really high reaction, since he has really high reaction speed due to having a Mangekyo and just being like really fucking fast in that verse, he doesn't really activate it until he has reason to believe someone's going to attack him. But a Force user doesn't have to stand right next to you to force choke you, and he doesn't know about the Force.
Yeah, see, like I said last game, if I was playing Kill, I could have beat Darius, as you guys just
It's
saw
just
right there.
if like, let's say Anakin for some reason, right, is fighting Obito. If Anakin tries to force choke him, Obito can just go into the Kamui dimension. Like, he can just cancel. Like, he's literally been hit by physical objects and then has teleported his body out. If the physical attack is
I really wish they would have given an interaction of Almighty Push and Obito, just to see if Obito could like beat telekinesis with his ability.
Again, he literally would. He would just teleport his body. Like, like he could teleport his body through 5 minutes of 5 billion paper bombs. What the fuck makes you think like he can't
because
teleport through,
physical
like,
objects versus telekinesis is a bit of a different story.
Is the telekinesis lasting for 5 minutes?
No, the Force can attack on 5 different planes of existence: physical, soul, spirit, and 2 others I forgot. What do you hit beyond soul and spirit and physical? What do you hit beyond that? Your fucking
Again,
feelings?
he's not just in
Wait,
he's in a different
mind trick,
dimension.
mind
He's
trick,
sending
mind trick.
his
No,
body
no,
to a
Mangler,
different time space.
Mangler. They mind trick him.
That only works on the weak-minded.
Obito is the weak-minded.
Obito is not fucking weak-minded.
Obito is
Literally-
weak-minded.
No.
I'm gonna
Get
be
the fuck-
evil now.
You get the fuck out of here.
Obito is
Literally-
weak-minded.
He's weak-minded.
Change
yet
my
he-
mind.
Yeah, and how long did it take Naruto to change his mind? Like
whole
how many?
series?
how many
In my
fucking
opinion.
episodes?
In
All
my
right.
opinion.
And wait. Even Madara, who was manipulating him, was getting reverse manipulated by Obito. He's like, yeah, I know you have a curse mark on me. I'm just gonna break it. Oh wait, that forces me to
I
obey
hate
you?
Mangler,
It's not.
Mangler. Don't be upset
My
just because your
perspective,
favorite Naruto character isn't Kakashi.
Wait. I said earlier that Force users would choke the shit out of chakra people. And like across the board they would beat them. What are you on about? Maybe you don't
Obito's
understand about
weak-minded.
Naruto, so that's like he's not
Just let it
weak-minded.
happen. Just let it happen.
Not even my favorite character. Not even like my top 5 favorite
Just-
characters.
Look, I understand it's a shock for you, but
Dude, you
it's
don't
just
even
fact.
know anything. Shut up.
I played Ninja Storm 4. I know enough.
Who plays Naruto games like that?
Oh god, that's great. I played Storm 4 too, but you know, it got a lot of shit wrong.
Why are you lying, Mangler? It was practically 1 for 1.
But at the
No,
end of
Obito
episode
didn't
one,
start a war for Reen.
Yeah, he
Reen is just the straw that breaks the camel's back.
He started the war for Rain. His fucking
he didn't.
His homegirl, his bottom bitch, got taken out, and he was upset.
No, he even says to Kakashi, I don't know, maybe it's because you let Reen die.
Dude,
He literally does that to fuck with her. He
No,
doesn't-
shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! He's fucking salty about it.
No.
He's fucking Mangler. You don't know people well enough. You don't
Yeah,
think
no,
that was.
he's salty about it. He
He's
doesn't-
like, oh, I don't know. Maybe I just did it because Ring died. Oh yeah, but you know that's not the reason. You know,
but
she
at the
just
end of
died.
episode one,
No.
At the end of episode
Damn.
one, guys,
Alan, you're gonna have to let it go for now. You're just gonna have to let it go.
okay.
I'm sorry, Alan. We'll do something about this later. But right
Yeah,
now,
sorry, we're gonna have to. Maybe at another time we'll do a stream dedicated to just explaining the lore of Star Wars.
we'll do a video. Bad Star Wars explained.
Can I
Yes,
explain the first
absolutely.
Knights of the Old Republic, since not many, well, except for Zim, may be familiar with the first one.
Well done, Alan. What are you saying?
Okay, has Mangler played Knights of the Old Republic 1?
No, I haven't played either of the Knights.
Buy one, you fucker!
I bought the Star Wars Battlefronts. Is that
I don't care a fuck if you bought Star Wars Battlefront 2. They're good games. Buy it.
I didn't say they were bad games. I just haven't bought them yet.
Then buy them, you fuck.
I asked you
Dude,
to download free Parsec, and you're asking me to spend money on games, but you can't even do
Yeah.
that? Get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Like,
Parsec is spyware.
How is it
not
spyware, you
spyware.
fucking normie
I
asshole?
literally
I
downloaded a
love
program to
it.
let you guys
Delicious.
fuck with my computer. How is that not spyware?
Zip!
Hey, chat,
I didn't even fucking let you use the basic keyboard without even. Oh my god, I'm so done with you. I am so done with this fucking normie.
This is how this is how the government gets your fucking shit. You literally build a fucking program that lets you take control. Oh, you have to have your permission. Yeah, because that won't backfire in any way, shape, or form.
No.
Yes, it won't backfire you. You can't even hack that
not the
shit. What the fuck are you talking
You
about?
can't hack that shit. Did you just
No,
say you
you
can't hack that
can't.
shit?
Nigga, you have to get the voiceover fucking
Hey,
started.
shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up!
You shut the fuck up!
Something more
Talking about.
important came up. How do you say Kotar sucks?
Nigga,
didn't
I
come
use this
here
shit all the fucking time.
Who are you even arguing with now?
I'm currently not
I'm
doing
arguing with
Reggie.
this fucking normie.
Okay, chat.
Mr. Mangler, do you have an Xbox One?
He
Yes.
does.
Okay, you can actually buy it, Knights of the Old
Yeah,
Republic.
no, I know I can buy it. It shows up.
Knights of the Republic is a fantastic fucking game. What the fuck are you talking about saying it's overrated?
Paying $5 to $10 when it comes to paying for it online.
I've just bought a ton of games that I haven't. So
You need to get Knights of the Old Republic 1. It's a pretty good game. At first, I wasn't sure about it when I was playing it, but it gets better and better as you continue playing the story. It really does.
So, I think you could argue that maybe Obito, like, okay, probably Obito, like, white mask Obito with the 6 fucking Biju, could do something to most Jedi individually, or like Minato, either versions, especially reanimated Minato. Other than that, there aren't like a lot
okay,
of,
Mangler,
and like reanimated Madara, perhaps.
Mangler, Obito or fucking what's his face was stronger when he was alive. Minato.
What are you talking about?
Minato was stronger when he was alive. Watch out the programmer.
No.
Watch out the programmer.
This is no. Seth is wrong about this. So
No,
the thing
he's
about
not.
the reanimation, yes, he is. So let me explain to you why why it's sort of a myth that reanimations are weaker when they die. It's never explained anywhere that that's the case. The only person who says this ever is Madara. Actually, Madara doesn't even say this. Kabuto is literally like controlling some other reanimation, and he says, again, I revived you when you were in your golden age. He's like, what do you even know about me in my golden age? Madara doesn't like confirm. He's just like, what do you like even fucking know? It's sort of like a sigh and a slight on like his knowledge, because again, Kabuto wasn't alive during that time, but that doesn't confirm that he's weaker or stronger. The only other time that it's ever referenced that their strength is mentioned is in by Tobirama and Hashirama when they're reanimated, and they say they're almost at their full strength. This doesn't suddenly confirm that every reanimation made by this are weaker, especially considering they're given immortal bodies with infinite chakra. Someone also tried to debunk the argument that they were not given infinite chakra because Minato ran out of it, completely ignoring the fact that Minato has a tailed beast that was sealed inside of him when he died, and that tailed beast doesn't have infinite chakra. It just gives the reanimated soul trapped inside this new body infinite chakra. So, base Minato would have infinite FTGs. He wouldn't have infinite Sage Mode, and he wouldn't have infinite tailed beast chakra, because those are external things. They aren't internal things that he's getting. Internally speaking, you have infinite chakra. Madara never runs out of chakra. He explains this himself because he knows about the reanimation when he breaks the seal and he says, an immortal body with infinite chakra. Next time someone uses a forbidden technique, tell them that they shouldn't use it so carelessly. So nowhere in there is it ever confirmed that they are weaker when they're alive. The only other time I can think of any mention being made to this is when those 4 Kage are revived, but they don't ever confirm this. Especially considering if you're going to argue they are weaker, Tobirama and Hashirama literally said they were almost revived at full capacity. So why would I think anyone who has weaker chakra reserves or weaker in like chakra properties than them, especially people who are significantly weaker, just ordinary legendary shinobi, as opposed to, Warring States Senju or Uchiha, why would I assume that they aren't at their full capacity, if not even stronger? I don't know where this whole reanimation, they're even weaker, so they'd be even stronger in their prime. No, they're stronger in that. Because they have an immortal body and infinite chakra. Like, again.
Hang on. For someone saying Mangler don't feel bad if you get bored, I don't think Mangler could get bored about talking about shit like this.
Talking about shit like what? Just Naruto in general?
Just like fiction in general. I've spoken to Mangler for like freaking hours on end. He's never gone bored.
Fiction is great.
So don't worry about that, guys. As long as you guys got Mangler here, you guys have a constant stream of fucking content.
I got entertainment. Entertainment purposes only. Yeah, no. Is this?
We really should try. Oh, I see. I see. We're alone now.
There's Abyss. Well, those losers just don't want to talk about Naruto. That's all. Thanks, Reggie. The whole conversation's been taken over by Chakra. I hope you're happy.
Yeah, for the guy asking for Star Wars, that probably we might get to that again. Maybe I doubt it.
I don't have a YouTube channel, so there'd be no point in debating Chuck or Seth. Yeah, generally speaking, they don't really debate people that come into Discord. And those are usually pretty one-sided because they have like a ton of mods and like a shitload of people there spectating.
Are you saying that Seth the programmer rigs his debates?
Well, I'm saying that the people that he invites there aren't debaters or they aren't moderators for other servers, and they're done specifically with the intent of trusting the information that he has to provide. Also, because I've talked to people who have been in debates on Clyde and in Chuck's Discords that have provided pretty reasonable arguments that I've witnessed. I've seen screenshots of them, and they've been thrown out of their Discords for providing correct arguments that these people weren't consistent with. And these are some of the same people that are mods in Seth's server. So yeah, no, I think it's fair to assume he's not an honest person when it comes to some of his debates. If it's in private one-on-one and then like a third-party moderator, yeah, that would be a little bit better.
I can't believe you would slander the name of the biggest power skiller on YouTube. Mangler who wins Force or Spiritual Pressure versus Key.
Oh wait, hang on. It
Yeah, Triple H.
technically swag is bigger.
No, shush.
Dude, look at his YouTube. He's got so big.
Stop! Shush.
Okay. All right. Hey, Triple XP. What are you doing here during class? You go learn right now.
He's not gonna learn in class. Come on, Mangler. You know the American fucking school system.
My day is good, except for like the fact that you told me you're here when you should be educating. Get your education over there.
Mangler, I love America, but come on, he's not gonna learn much at the public school system.
Doesn't make it worthless. Okay, now Reggie, you asked me question. Who wins? Force versus spiritual pressure versus Ki. Again, it depends. Like, what are we defining like specific force users or just the properties of those things in general? Because, like, I mean, is it, if we're saying just by virtue, like the powers that you get by virtue of having, technically Force beats all of these because you don't get specific abilities by virtue of having Ki, nor do you get specific abilities by virtue of having spiritual pressure. Like, all you can do is sense other people with spiritual pressure and see spirits.
And I have a sub. That's good.
Which technically with the Force, you can sort of already do that as long as the spirits are with the Force. As far as Ki, again, you can shoot energy blasts and do a variety of different techniques.
No. So Ki's with the. Oh, he stole my ult. What a dick.
Ki also requires like tons of concentration, just like the rest of these. A lot of these usually require years of training, but like the Force.
Except Chakra.
the Force just gives you access to a variety of abilities that are generic to most Force users. Like, again, just really overpowered telekinesis, and like you don't seem to get this. Like, the thing with spiritual pressure, right, is that in every circumstance, if you're a Quincy that has been years developing specific abilities, or you know, if you're taking powers from like Yuha, you got to do a fucking ritual. All right, if you're a Hollow, you gotta like have the Hogyoku from Aizen to become an Arankar and then develop your own ability. If you're a Soul Reaper, you gotta like make a Zanpakuto and then get specific abilities catered to your Shikai, and then train years and years to hamper your body so that you can develop a proper Bankai. Unless, you know, of course, you're part human, part.
Unless you're part fucking
Soul
everything.
And like, unless you're Ichigo. Anyone saying Renji doesn't count? Renji, to be fair, Renji already did the release. And the specific method that was used with Ichigo and Renji in the Soul Society was actually how Kisuke ended up using his Bankai. He actually mastered it much sooner than anyone else because he used a technique that literally, because what makes Bankai so hard to learn, what makes it 10 years to learn, is not that it's difficult to upgrade your sword, it's that you have to summon your Zanpakuto to the area and beat the fuck out of it, and submit it, and then you get your Bankai. The specific thing that the specific method that Kisuke used actually summoned, like, it was like I think it's called, like, I can't remember what it was because I just finished watching the sub and the dub and reading like the manga of the Soul Society and going through this in season 2 for Bleach. And it's explained by Yoruichi that you have to use a specific device used by Kisuke. That's this device will pull out your Zanpakuto from your inner world, and then you can submit it. So it's the same thing as Bankai. It's just like it's basically a cheat code to Bankai. It's also the fact that like
new season,
longer.
so new chess. How is that not an S plus? I have 10-1-13. What the fuck do you want from me, game?
I don't think Force beats everything in fiction. I'm just saying, like, Force is, like, at a basic level, Force is considerably more usable. In specific scenarios, you could probably argue that spiritual pressure kicks the crap out of Force because, again, there are so many hacks abilities that can just ignore. Either would just beat you. Like, again, a Force user versus like Kyoga Suigetsu, Aizen Zanpakuto. Like, what do you like? Literally, if he just
hang on a minute. Aizen Zanpakuto might not work on a Force user because they can see through illusions.
I mean, can they see through perfect hypnosis? Like,
How would
Like, it's literally like,
I mean, I guess I can't. I guess if you're gonna argue fucking specifics, I guess I can't really say that one then.
it's not just like it's not like physical illusions, it's mental ones, and they're completely controlling all 5 of your senses using spiritual pressure, something that, and maybe you could argue the force choosers are tied to their spirits and their souls.
Can
But
they break through a black hole?
can they break through a black hole? Can who break through a black hole? I mean, because if we're arguing like power scaling in terms of feats, force users are nowhere near 13 core guard squad.
Okay,
Like, they're not even
It
fucking
depends on
close.
if you go with the EU or not.
I mean,
Because
what's the best?
Palpatine was over solar system level in the EU.
I mean, that's not like.
Are you arguing Universal fucking Bleach?
Wait. When was he solar system level? How?
Apparently, he's able to create a fucking storm that destroyed an entire solar system in the EU.
Oh wait, in Legends.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So I guess I should specify Legends.
I'm gonna need context for how he does this though.
He creates a storm that destroys the solar system.
Well, how does he create it? Is he
Well,
like,
he
"All right,
he
I'm letting
sticks
it
his
out," and
he
then, like,
sticks
it
his
goes-
hands out with the Force and creates a storm that destroys the solar system. From what I understand.
Why the fuck did he ever need the Death Star then? Like,
Well, because he didn't want people to know he was a Sith.
this seems stupid. How are you gonna know
Mangler,
that
when
it's a
you
giant
have
bolt of
plans
lightning?
on top of plans, then you can come talk to me about what's
No,
stupid
no,
and
no,
what's
no,
not
no, no.
stupid.
Wait, if I shoot a giant bolt of lightning from Earth and I'm like, I don't want people on like Venus and Mercury to know that I'm of this specific faction, how are they gonna know that I shot that bolt of lightning?
Mangler, I know what you're talking about. Zim's right. Okay, so I am right. So I guess the feed is as accurate as I was
Well,
relayed to be.
okay, so as far as, again, this doesn't account for hacks. As far as tiering, well, most Soul Reaper captains, or at least the ones that scale to Yamato, Yamamoto, are already like getting up to fucking star level and supernova level,
Palpatine's stronger.
which is literally, again, well, again, Palpatine controls lightning though. Like what the fuck is lightning gonna do against like again,
That lightning is solar
Palpatine,
system level, Mangler.
again, whether or not a character is a stronger tier doesn't determine what they're going to do in tier. If Palpatine shows up to fight
All
Aizen,
Palpatine does is lightning. You should know this.
Palpatine shows up to fight Aizen. Also, depending on what Aizen we're using, he's actually immortal. If we're using Hogyoku Aizen, then he'll just keep adapting after he
Aizen's
dies.
a bitch.
The Hogyoku Aizen will literally just adapt after he dies.
Hogyoku Aizen is a bitch.
Yeah, he's a bitch, even though he was completely vaporized and he came back from like the fucking atomic level. Like,
No
what the
one
fuck
fucking
is
cares.
like Force Lightning gonna
Devil
do
May
against
Cry
you?
characters do that all the time. Gilliver did that. Because then he came back as Michelangelo. There, you're
Actually,
welcome.
wait, no, the armor's a transformation, guys. No. So again, Hogyoku Aizen's not gonna like fucking get killed by that. How many other Force users can do solar system level feats like that?
Some people have hacks that just straight up erase life. Like Nihilus can just straight up yeet anything. Any living creature, Nihilus can
I'm talking
yeet it.
like attack potency.
Okay,
because
attack potency?
there's the-
Okay, so I think Vader is star level in the Legacy Legends. Correct me if I'm wrong there, Reggie. I think Vader is star level. I believe Moloch and Revan are both star level as well. I could be wrong there. I can't think of anyone else who's that powerful besides them.
I mean,
Oh, Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker is easily fucking.
I do like
level.
talking about the EU, Reggie. So usually, yeah, it isn't canon anymore. Anyway.
Oh, but thank God, fucking Force Rise of Skywalker's canon. Thank goodness, Rey's a new Skywalker.
That's not what the point of the movie was.
Vader is star level in striking power. Yeah. Okay. So I was right.
I mean, then he's at the level of the Soul Reaper. Then, like,
Yeah. I believe Revan and Malik is there as well. Obi-Wan is not there, unfortunately.
but like the Soul Reaper, again, the Soul Reaper captains, like, the thing is, if you were using Force Choke on the Naruto users, it's a little different because most of them, regardless of what people like to say, they're fucking humans. All right, like you force choke them, their organs are gonna like die.
No, Mangler, no.
Whereas the Soul Reaper captains, they're not human. They're literally death gods. So
Pussies.
force choke will work on them. There are people that literally don't give a fuck that they're losing their internal organs
Oh, that
and will
really-
just attack either way. They can also just flash step out of that shit. Some of them, what can I'm trying to remember.
You
like,
stay
all the
quiet, Reggie.
specific
You stay
abilities.
quiet about that.
I'm trying to remember all the specific abilities because there's so many crazy, stupid ones. There's people like Grimmy who literally like his ability to use his imagination. So like he could just make himself stronger. He could just like
So
drown.
how does the Quincy captain beat him, or the Quincy king beat this fucker?
What do you mean? His ability was given to him by you. But it was actually it was not
Okay,
an
so
ability
how does he
that was
get
created.
beaten?
Well, he gets beaten because he turns basically near the end of the fight when his avatar is like taking damage because he doesn't use his abilities. Like everybody kind of criticizes that fight in the Bleach universe because like what he does in the Bleach fan base because what he does is he doesn't even use his properties and powers in a practical fashion. He summons like basic projectiles and shit, and he's fighting Kenpachi, and Kenpachi just like destroys them because they're like really fucking weak.
Shouldn't
then
they
he
be
traps
comparable to like whatever he wants?
Well, yeah, but the thing is, he doesn't declare them to be very strong. He just declares them to be around, like, you know, meteorites and shit when, like, some of the captains already have, like, strong feats of that caliber. Or, like, he dunks Kenpachi in, like, the vacuum of space and then just, like, and dunks him in there and then just, like, closes it. And, like, Kenpachi falls. Like, he gets rid of it. Like, he opens up the vacuum of space, right? Kenpachi starts, like, asphyxiating. And then he like closes it after a little bit, and then Kenpachi falls to the ground. Like, what the fuck? Why wouldn't you keep that open? And then there's times when, like, how he ends up getting defeated is that he transforms himself into a monster inside of himself, and then that monster kills himself.
What?
I don't. It's literally explained by Kenpachi that what happens is like you transformed me into a monster inside yourself, and then that monster killed you. What a fucking idiot! It's like the dumbest thing. So literally, the only way he ends up losing, is because he kills himself. But what I'm assuming is that like he takes the type of Kenpachi's power, activates it inside of his own body, and then his body ends up like self-destructing. Even though it's not actually his
yeah,
body,
no, I remember. He basically tries to make himself as strong as Kenpachi, but apparently Kenpachi's so strong that doesn't work.
It's not even his body. It's a avatar created by his imagination. Because when it gets destroyed after Kenpachi is like, oh, you defeated me, and then Grimmy fades away. It's just a brain, like. Literally, it's a brain capsule that summons an avatar, and like whatever his imagination can handle or take is what he's capable of dishing out.
Okay, so apparently he can't handle Kenpachi's fucking massive amount of power.
No, what happened was that he summoned Kenpachi inside of his own body, and like.
So he
like,
couldn't handle Kenpachi's power. Like, I mean,
well,
if you want to make it. Well, okay, so what killed him? Just summoning Kenpachi into himself, or was it Kenpachi's power?
It's like he turned Kenpachi into a monster when Kenpachi was already a monster inside of his own body. Like, what happens is that his body gets, like, contorted and over-muscled, and he literally, like, explodes from the inside out. Like...
Yeah, it sounds like someone who couldn't handle the power.
Like, it's like muscle atrophy. Or, no, muscle atrophy. What's the opposite of... Not when your muscles don't get enough. Like, when they get, like...
Also, I got
like
downvoted for saying I am DMs. Hang on the Reddit. In case you guys were paying attention, I apparently got downvoted by somebody for saying I'm a DMC power scaler. I would need to know how powerful you think Dante and Virgil are before I can list characters who could fight them. And apparently, I got downvoted for that.
That's dumb.
Yeah, apparently, just saying that alone got me downvoted by someone. Someone looked at that and was like, "No."
I need to address the chat. Hang on. Somebody said something about Mugetsu. Back here, I'm going down. What about Mugetsu, though? Reggie, when I said Mugetsu, I was referring to the fact that, like, when Aizen got hit by it, he was completely, like, he got vaporized, and it, like, he just came back from nothing.
Shit, I lost. Damn it.
Lightsaber versus normal Bankai or Shiki. Again, depends on lightsabers, their shape, and the well, lightsabers inherently like in a vacuum by themselves, not with the Force user, not in context with like the other sword forms being used, because like one person using a double lightsaber might not be as capable as the other. Same thing with like one Soul Reaper capped into another. It depends on like what how experienced they are with certain powers. I was apparently I was that Naruto Ichigo DB right? I don't think so. What are you saying, Reggie?
Naruto versus Ichigo death battle.
So I was right?
No.
You don't think so? I'm not sure what is he trying to say exactly?
I think he's trying to ask you if you think it was right.
Oh no, it wasn't right in any capacity. Naruto, first of all, what happens in that Naruto versus Ichigo death battle, aside from the power scaling, you should know that if Naruto doesn't have Sage of Six Paths mode activated, because that is part 2 Naruto they're using, he can't see spirits. Like, he literally can't see Ichigo. And he reacts to him before he activates it, and then in the fight, in the actual fight, he says, "I see you." Which is like, what? Wait. it's like reacting to like a bullet before you're capable of reacting to a bullet, and then being like, all right, I powered up, now I can react to bullets. What? Like, it doesn't even make any sense. That was one thing. They also didn't account for like a ton of like their abilities, properties, or the actual power skill that goes into it, and the Ichigo that they used. I don't think they used War Arc Ichigo. They used like the Ichigo that went into like Mugetsu. They also didn't seem to understand that War Arc Ichigo in base has recovered all of the abilities of Final Getsuga Tensho Ichigo, like Dangai Ichigo, the one that transforms into Mugetsu Ichigo. Like, that Ichigo in the last arc in base is that strong.
Could
it's
have
confirmed
sworn
by
said the
Yuha.
programmer said Megutsu was the strongest Ichigo.
Mugetsu?
Yeah. Or
I mean, if we're talking in terms of like well, I never said he was the strongest. I just said that like he recovered all of his abilities from Dangai Ichigo. So like base to base, if he fought Dangai, it'd be a pretty even fight. Except when he decides to go into Bankai and Holification. This is, we don't know how strong Mugetsu is. Like we know it's way stronger than than Dangai Ichigo. But like Dangai Ichigo was already shitting on like Hogyoku Aizen, so it's like how much stronger could you get? Because like Hogyoku Aizen was like adapting, but even when he was adapting and getting stronger and actually doing damage, Ichigo was still throttling him. Like, so it's very unclear to me, like how much stronger Mugetsu makes him, or as we know definitively how much stronger War Arc Ichigo gets when he goes into Bankai. He gets either 5 to 10 times stronger, because that's how strong a Bankai makes you. And when he gets a Holification on top of that, you could probably argue that he's at least getting 50 to 100 times stronger, because the Holifications are comparable to Bankai. Like, we know definitively how strong that Ichigo is getting. We don't know how strong Mugetsu is getting. Ichigo was not done enough justice, but they, even though it's been a while since I've seen the fight, like, I would be willing to bet they probably downplayed something that Naruto did as well. I think they were willing to be like, yeah, Naruto might. That's pretty accurate, but like, if we're using in terms of power scaling, like, Ichigo would in terms of attack potency, he completely shit on Naruto. In terms of like speed feats,
Isn't Ichigo faster than light?
Yeah, so there are speed feats for what's it called? The Kaja Negacion. Like, it's like the light. I'm probably saying using either it's in Soul Society arc in as well as like in the Evading Arrancar arc. This happens frequently. In Bleach, there is a light that is used. It's like literal just light, like actual physical light is being used by the Menos Grande to save their it's used by the Menos Grande to save their what's it called? Not their brethren, they're like there's a specific term, like their herd. essentially, like other minnows, to save their fellow minnows. This is explained by the head captain. That like once you're imprisoned by it, you can't interact with people inside of it, and they can't escape it either. It's just literal like light. And Soifone and Yoroichi, when they're holding Aizen, at knife point, at the Sogyoku Hill, they dodge it. Like Yoroichi doesn't just dodge it; she tells Soifone to get out of the way, and they move and dodge the light and react to it. There's even feats where like Arinero dodges natural light, or at least artificially created light, within Wako Mundo in the manga when he's stuck. When Rukia fires like a Hado at one of the walls, and he's like, "Oh, you didn't think that would work?" And he's in the darkness. He needs the darkness to be able to use his abilities. That's one of his little hacks. But like the light comes into the area because that kind of gets rid of one of his persona and reduces his ability.
Really?
Swords.
Okay.
So he literally like Sonitos away and dodges it before the light hits the ground. So people who scale the Yoriichi or Soifone should be capable of dodging this multiple times over. And then if we consider how strong like Yoriichi and Soifone are in comparison to like Ichigo, which is nothing in terms of like their flash steps and speeds, Ichigo would be like tens of times, if not like 100 times faster than that. Whereas the fastest person that like when Naruto barely gets, again, he barely gets to light speed in KCM 1, and that's like with all of the effort he has, he barely manages to outspeed the Raikage. And then he's obviously faster than him by KCM 2, but it's not 100 fucking times faster. Like I wouldn't.
I thought his only light speed feat was fucking dodging the light wolfing fucking.
Oh no, that's actually not light speed because he's. I used to think it was like full light speed. It's relativistic because he's actually aim dodging it based on the angle because he sees it come out due to what's it called? Because the 6-path Sage mode that he's in is a 6-path Sage mode. Like he can literally, he has a danger. What's it called? He's aware of danger. He has danger sensing and adaptation processes in his body due to the nature energy and the Sage mode transformation. So he can sense things before they happen, at least if they present a danger to him.
So doesn't the anime just straight up show him dodge the fucking beam?
Yeah, he dodges the beam, but like due to the fact, like there's a lot of times where he dodges and reacts to things doing Sage mode, and it just doesn't explain that he's doing it, but it's explained the first time he uses Sage mode that he has sensory capabilities that are like much higher, and that he can react to these things. So you would assume every time he's dodging attacks in Sage mode, he's using those abilities, unless he explains otherwise. And this is the 6 paths version of that, so it's much stronger than the average Sage mode. So maybe you could argue he'd be able to react to them, because again, Naruto characters using their eyes are faster than their actual reaction speed due to all the like dojutsu that's used. But like, I mean, even then, like...
I'm not convinced that Naruto can survive the Mugetsu. He can dodge the Mugetsu, but I still don't believe he can tank it.
No, I don't think he could tank Mugetsu. No, Ichigo and some of those characters are at bare minimum if you're gonna like star level, possibly multi-star level. If you wanna like the only wank that you can make for like, because this would be part 2 Naruto, not Hokage Naruto. The only wank that you could use for them is arguing that like, oh, Kaguya made an expansive truth-seeking orb that had stars in it. They're like, oh, entire solar systems, therefore she'd be able to destroy it. Even though she couldn't control anything in the fucking dimension, and she was literally escaping the dimension using chakra jumps because it was going to be destroyed, including herself, even though it's made from her own power, which, again, that's not how creation works. Like, that's not how creation feeds work. And then you would have to argue that Naruto, if he's comparable to even if Naruto's like this amount like weaker than him, which that was also a fatigued Kaguya who barely could keep control of her power after coming back, after coming out of Madara's body. Naruto and Sasuke weren't even close to her. They were almost at Madara's level when he got like the third eye, but they just straight up confirmed like Kaguya is on a way higher level than they are, and they barely even managed to beat her. The only reason they were able to do it was because like Kakashi got this ass pole Susanoo that can literally kamui everything, and then Sakura,
He finally got his birthright, is what you mean?
yeah, Sakura was thrown from the Susanoo at the back of her body. I don't know why Seth and Swag don't seem to understand this, but maybe it's not clear to them. But I'll explain this. The reason why Kaguya doesn't react to Sakura is because she's using the Byakugan. And when the Byakugan is active, there is a blind spot in the back of the nape. This is explained very specifically by Neji. Even if you want to say, well, she's got the third Rene Sharingan, it's never explained anywhere that the third Rene Sharingan gives you, like, situational awareness and you're completely aware of all things. It doesn't give you 360-degree vision or
There's
sensing.
a blind spot on the all-seeing eye.
On the back of the Byakugan, yes, it is like it's like 350 or 340. There's a specific angle that's explained by Neji in part 1, and there's a whole episode dedicated to it because it's literally called the Byakugan's blind spot. When he's fighting one of the Sound Ninja 4, and they explain that this is the angle at which the Byakugan can't see, and the Sound 4 ninja starts exploiting this by shooting, because he's like sort of like a spider creature. He starts flying around the forest, like shooting off these like arrows in an attempt to hit Neji and like nail down his movements so that he can hit him from the back of his nape. And I'm not gonna sit here and assume that that Kaguya is anywhere near as experienced with the Byakugan, even if the gene comes from her.
I'll say, shouldn't she be? It's her fucking gene.
I mean, again, she never trained with it.
I actually never watched the Weiss versus Mitsuru death battle because I didn't really think that fucking I just assumed they'd make Weiss lose given fucking.
I mean, if this is true, then why wouldn't we just assume that she's experienced with every ability that she has? Because like the only abilities that we know she primarily has from the third Rene Sharingan is the ability to like portal jump and then like suck chakra out of people's existences. And then she would also have like, since say Rene Sharingan, we would know that it has Sharingan abilities and Rinnegan abilities. The Rinnegan doesn't make you a sensory unit. It doesn't allow you to sense people. What it does give you is the powers of the Rinnegan, or the 6 powers of the Rinnegan. It's just most Rinnegan users happen to have other people that are linked to the Rinnegan, like, Obito or Pain, or, Nagato, or whatever. And so they have a greater field of vision, so it makes it seem as if they can sense you, when in reality they can't. They just have another person's vision that is linked to a body attached to a corpse behind them that's live and reanimated. Or in the case of, like, Pain, it's a little bit different because he's controlling his chakra. Also, Nagato happened to be a sensory unit. That doesn't suddenly make every Rinnegan user or any Rene Sharingan user, like Kaguya or Madara, that doesn't make them all sensory units. So that doesn't make it so that they're able to sense people behind them. So yeah, if you want an explanation for why Sakura was able to hit her, it's because she had the Byakugan active, and he hit her in the back of the blind spot. Sakura already knows where the blind spot is, and she's seen the fact that Kaguya activates the Byakugan. I don't know if she was thinking in the moment, this is where it's happening. She kind of just gets, like, either dropped or thrown from, like, the Susanoo in midair. So, like, yeah, I mean, it's like, I'm just gonna punch you here because that's all I can do. She just happened to land in the Byakugan blind spot, because that is a thing that exists in the series. Where did I...
Damn.
What about Sasuke? Like, what specifically? Like, what would he do against Kaguya? Like, Reggie, you're gonna have to, like, type a sentence, because I don't know what about Sasuke means. I need something attached to that. Good sir.
I don't know what the fuck this Law was trying to say, but fuck me, we are losing bad. I did not realize that because I'm actually doing pretty solid right now. No, maybe it's because they're all so fucking squishy.
They cannot kill justice.
Most characters are universal at the end of their game. Maybe Kratos. That maybe Bayo is.
I mean, Dante's no
Three.
longer base universal. I want to make that clear.
Yeah.
We've already been beyond this.
Well, you know, I was settling on him being galaxy level because I just really like the way that galaxies look. And I just like to imagine Dante sitting up in space and chucking energy blasts out there and blowing up galaxies, and that just makes me comfortable, you know?
Well,
And I
Mangler,
just-
now you can imagine it as universes.
No.
It's not the same. There's not enough spirals.
So I don't know about Azura, and I don't know where they're going to Bayo after 3.
Okay, so we're arguing a hypothetical here. You're assuming Bayonetta's gonna survive Bayonetta 3. Also, I'll put money.
I
she
mean,
probably might not.
again, power scaling is a thing. They could be like, hey, I have creep, desperate times, desperate measures, and Bayonetta just like one shots. That could happen. Like again.
I'm not saying
It's happened.
Bayonetta can't get a power spike. I'm just saying that as of right now, we can't call her there, and we
Oh
don't
no
even
no
know
no
what's
no
gonna
no!
happen.
Right now we can't put her.
What else we got?
Kratos definitely. Sora no. Sora's nowhere near. Sora's not even fucking solar system level. Like what are you even on about? That's some blatant like.
Are we gonna lose a fucking again?
Oh,
Shit.
Sasuke with the Rinnegan. No, Sasuke with the Rinnegan can't sense people either. What he can do is that he can see spirits and souls that exist within the Naruto universe. Like he can see Madara's Limbo clones, for example. Sasuke, generally speaking, is pretty damn fast as well. And you could probably argue his hearing is better than most people.
Holy shit! This mid lane is
And
trash.
that would allow him to like interpret things before they happen. But he's not all seeing, all sense.
I don't know
encompass,
about
and aware.
Sora being universal. I believe Mangler says Sora is not universal, but I mean.
Again, like I'll refer to the Xehanort feat again. There's not a single planetary feat that's ever demonstrated in the series. The only argument you could make is if you blatantly lied and misrepresented the properties of the X-Blade and said that anyone who holds the X-Blade suddenly has the ability of the Kingdom Hearts, completely ignoring the fact that Sora had to ask Kingdom Hearts to do something for it while pointing the blade at him. Like, I'm completely ignoring that all the X-Blades that were made were different in terms of their properties and powers, and that it's inconsistent with the fact that Vanitas was one of the pieces used to made to use it in the first place, and then in the second time, even though he bodied Sora and their entire team, and then Sora ends up beating Xehanort with the X-Blade, even though Xehanort is stronger than Vanitas.
Carry the way you play.
Like, yeah, no, they aren't universes. No, that was well, it wasn't a translation error. It was a lie. Either Seth was lying about it in his video on Sora being multiversal, or he was just like maybe I could give him the benefit of the doubt, assume that he was just not paying attention. But the worlds are not referred to as universe. You can literally see, it's literally confirmed in the first game that the stars are supposed to be other worlds. Also, you can literally see the planets. I'm saying literally a lot. You can see the other worlds on the world map in Kingdom Hearts as planets. They're literally shown to be solar systems. Also, well, the only other feat that I could think of is if you... There is one feat that I do have to go back and like check up in the cinematics for KH3, and that's the... it's like the intro cutscene for... what's it called? Olympus Coliseum, because some people are saying that that's like a solar system movie. I'll have to check that out. As far as the constellation feat in Olympus Coliseum, that's not a feat. That's just the gods fucking with some stars in the sky. Those aren't stars of other worlds, because the constellation disappears afterwards. And none of the gods and none of the people of any of the worlds know of the other worlds. So why would they be able to manipulate?
Okay, so I won 2 games so far out of what, 4 games? No, maybe.
Sora beats Sephiroth, who is stronger than normal Final Fantasy Sephiroth. Wait, so haven't children Sephiroth? I don't.
They're saying Soul Sephiroth.
No. KH Sora is, or not KH Sora. Well, first of all, the Sora fight with Sephiroth, we don't know if that's canon because Sora doesn't fight him as a mandatory fight. In Kingdom Hearts 1, what's really weird is that, like, you can fight him in a cup that's completely optional. In fact, a lot of people didn't even know Sephiroth was in that game for the longest time because it's not obvious. Whereas Sephiroth's existence in KH2 is canon. He's referred to in like a mandatory cutscene by name, by Cloud, and you run into him. But whether or not you go and fight him is an entirely different discussion. You could say it is because like Cloud shows up and then we never see Cloud again. But then like Cloud and Sephiroth aren't referenced in KH3, so it's...
Well, to be fair, no real Final Fantasy characters are referenced in KH3 until we get to the
yeah,
DLC.
yeah, but we do have the Remind dropping on the PlayStation in like, you know,
You
2
excited
weeks.
to play as the Final Fantasy characters, Mangler, or play with them?
Oh yeah. I'm saying if Cloud is referenced as being gone after his fight with Sephiroth, or we haven't seen him since like a year ago when he disappeared at Hollow Bastion, then we could argue that Sora fighting Sora fighting Sephiroth is canon. Even then, KH Sephiroth is not stronger than canon Sephiroth.
Careful there, Mangler.
No,
Get
like
crazy there.
he doesn't even have Supernova. Like literally, all he has in his ability is of Darkness, Sea of Flames, which is exactly what it sounds like. He summons a shitload of flames and is like, perish now, and has like a gravity effect. He just blitzes you with speed slashes and his sword. He teleports and he summons some meteors. And they're not even like big ass meteors. They're like meteors that are maybe the size of cars. And
Shit, Mangler. Well, he wasn't expecting to get judged apparently. Shit,
Like, I
apparently
know.
his Mangler's aren't the right size.
I know. I'm not trying. Look, Reggie. I'm not trying to. This isn't. We're not. I'm not trying to make this debate. I'm trying to inform you in case like someone makes the mistake. Say that. I'm just. I'm assuming you're asking honestly. He's not stronger than Final Fantasy. I haven't ever heard that one. I've heard some people say he's significantly weaker. He is. I just don't know where.
I've literally heard no one say Kingdom Hearts Sephiroth is weaker than
I've heard it from some people, but I never heard their reasoning. I think it might have been because they said he never does Supernova, which is true. That's more than enough to put him already like way weaker. You wouldn't just assume that this Sephiroth is scales to canon Sephiroth because
Are you seriously not gonna be able to fucking reach silver?
you wouldn't assume that this Sephiroth scales to canon Sephiroth because for the same reason you wouldn't assume that Cloud or any of the Final Fantasy characters scales to the other ones because it takes place in a completely different universe and a completely different fiction. They have to establish new feats for where they stand.
No, I didn't know. Hang on a minute, Red Dusk. I did not cost that game at all. That was clearly Alawi. She was playing a fucking Alawi mid, and she didn't do
3TR?
shit.
I don't know what 3TR is.
Three Topics reviewer. He is an old versus debater. He stopped doing versus debates.
I don't know where again. Like I don't know where 3 Top.
Here, let me check and see if I can. Let me see if I can.
I don't know
find
where
it.
he's getting the evidence that Sephiroth is stronger in KH. As I've said before, Sora isn't even like solar system level. He's not even like fucking star level.
Oh,
Maybe
right. He
you
changed
could
the
argue.
Three Topics gamer a while back.
Maybe you could argue with some wank that he's planet level, but like, why would Sephiroth, who, if we're assuming that's canon, Sephiroth didn't just lose to him once; he lost to him twice. Why would we assume? Why would we assume Sephiroth is like?
I thought this guy fucking said that season 5 was the last season.
Oh no, he just got flack for it, and he's like, I gotta take a break.
Well, hang on a minute. Let me check and see what the hell's going on here. Let me just make sure on this one.
I mean, I see. Look, Reggie, I don't know all of the summons that Sephiroth makes in the original one. So maybe you could make the argument that Sephiroth is a lot flashier and looks better, which I would agree. KH2 is a better looking game than Final Fantasy VII, but that's just kind of because it came later on a more powerful engine with a more powerful console. So take that as you will. Whether or not he's skillful, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not really sure. Magic works a little differently in Kingdom Hearts than it does in Final Fantasy.
I guess he decided to come back.
it's like I'd love to hear the sourcing for why like Three Topics reviewer would think Kate's Sephiroth is stronger. I heard him say that once, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. But that was before I scaled
Okay,
KH3,
If wanting to use a certain
which is KH3 is the only place where you can definitively make arguments for where the scaling.
Oh,
before that game,
that's actually gonna be a really good matchup there. I'm
before
looking
that,
forward to
before that game, what's it called? Before Kingdom Hearts 3,
Okay.
there was not a single Kingdom Hearts game that gave definitive like
Assassin's Creed.
and anything beyond planetary scaling that you could use in any context. Not even like continent scaling. No, maybe atmosphere if we're assuming like what Xehanort did. Yeah, no, I got you. Sorry to jump on you. It's just I haven't heard that one in a.
Okay,
Fresh.
so I guess he's sticking. Okay, so I think this was the smart choice. Just for a quick rundown, he's sticking to in-universe matchups. I think this is the smartest choice for him overall. He seems to his in-universe matchups seem fine. It's when he like does separate series that always kind of bring a problem here. Except I still disagree with his Nemesis versus Ustanek one. Oh well, good for him. That's gonna look it's gonna look pretty fucking. That looks like a pretty spicy versus season.
I see.
Yeah, I still gotta do my own video, so I don't know why the fuck I'm praising him. I still gotta worry about my shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Reggie, you asked me initially like a lightsaber versus a Shikai or a normal Bankai. And I said it depends, but if we're saying like for the sake of like what most average lightsabers are, which I'm going to assume is a Jedi one because there are more Jedi than Sith, versus a normal Shikai, I mean, like I'm pretty fucking certain that average like okay like let's say basic because the thing about the lightsaber is that the lightsaber doesn't get stronger as you go up in the ranks. Like if you're a Padawan and you get like a blue lightsaber, right? You don't like you may get a lightsaber that is like a better design and it has a blade, but the blade doesn't cut through more shit once you become a Jedi or a Jedi Knight, unless like you're infusing it with like some Force stuff. Like just by itself, it doesn't. So 90% of the time, there's not going to be a difference. Whereas Zanpakuto's toes can change in their properties and their powers based on what Soul Reaper is using it. Like some low-level maggot Soul Reaper that's like basically, like I'm just because they're ordered by seats, so like you'll hear a lot in Bleach that it's like, oh, third seat of squad this. He's like the third strongest in that squad, or she's the fourth or fifth seat of squad 2. So she's the third or
Force users like
fourth or
Boba Fett, General Grievous, and Stan can use lightsaber against Force users.
like basic Soul Reapers probably wouldn't have more durable but
Well,
like
basic Soul Reapers don't have more durable blades. That's confirmed in like the first arc of Bleach when fucking Uryu over there breaks that guy's fucking Zanpakuto.
wait, which guy?
Fucking Uryu breaks that fucking sword, fucking shuriken floating guys thing.
What?
Well, you said that fucking lesser Soul Reapers have like weaker Zanpakutos, or like you're saying that they might, but they do. We know that for a fact.
I mean, yeah, we've known this regardless. Like, I don't think a lightsaber would do anything against a captain. Granted, like, since a lightsaber is just made of light particles, a Zanpakuto is not going to, like, destroy it unless you cut it at the handle. So they'll probably clash, but, yeah, it uses, like, you can infuse the, like, yeah, it might temper the blade a little, but if they realize that's the case, they'll just infuse their Zanpakuto with more spirit energy, or they'll just power up, and it will, like, do that. Also, certain Bankais or Shikais get rid of the blade. Like, for example, if Byakuya, like, went to fight a Jedi Master, let's assume he found a way to, like, get around most Force abilities, they're not going to be able to have a sword battle with him because when Byakuya gets rid of, when he goes into Shikai, his sword melts away into what's it called, petals. When he
Yeah.
says scatter Senbone Zakura, the sword literally just turns into tiny blades that, when reflected in the light, they look like petals.
Okay, hang on. All right, guys. So I'm gonna end the stream there because I do have to take care of some couple of things, and I'm gonna go eat. I might stream again later today. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I'll let you guys. We'll see what
Am I
happens there.
being canceled?
You're being canceled for now, man. No, I'm sorry.
No,
So,
not my
thank you guys.
sponsorship.
Thank you guys for your time as always, and have a nice.